Tell everyone about Drew Ali. 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 Tell everyone. Let the world know Drew Ali came. Brought a flag, religion, and free national name. Brought an ID card, don't flash at the hybrid. Learn about the righteous and when we were the pirates. Ancestral creed, clandestine heed. Warnings of the prophet, they can't intercede. Canaanite, Hittite, Amorite brethren needing new homes to Atlantis direction. North, South, and Central, flag continental. Founder and uniting of the Moorish holy temple of science. Nationality is alliance, always in defiance of their wardship compliance. Active, not passive, estate is massive. Use the compass, draw circles around your passions. Carpenter's tool in the mind workshop. Corsica bandana, covered eyes in bird box. Return to ancestors' mind, descendants of ancients. Forget the mundane, knowledge attainments. Guided by the principles, our own laws and customs. If they teach but don't bring up Drew Ali, don't trust them. Tell everyone about Drew Ali. 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 Tell everyone. Tell everyone about Drew Ali. 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 Tell everyone.
I told a Filipino woman about Drew Ali. We got more into the pedigree. She said she more. I said that meant more to me. Couldn't have this conversation a few years back when I was a few years black. 2,000 years I cried in tears, but I'm back. Still here, thought manifested from a higher tier. I appear, spirit and flesh with divine warnings. Choose life or death. I heard my mother utter to the Negro, black or color, African American, and that's another. Moors, be yourself, no other. You're the last puzzle in place, now move others. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murders. The pleasure of the lower, rich in promise, so you can't prevent effects from causes. So a seed planted, so a seed groweth. Deep in the soil, with love, truth, peace, freedom and justice. Born on a Friday, I put that on Venus. Creative faith, Allah used a genius. You sent your last prophet to uplift me, so I gotta tell everybody. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone. Tell everyone about Drew Ali, 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 tell everyone.
I know what dirty Moors, yeah. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I'm saying, I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I'm going at dirty rappers, lynching dirty Moors too. Hiding literature that Drew wrote to warn you. They claim to make you Muslim and make you sovereign. With paperwork and filings, and fiat they robbing. They don't care about his words, throw it out like garbage. Or throw it at you when you're active, not passive. When they want to talk a bounce like off a trampoline mattress. Treat them like a vamp or a teen actress. Get stamped with the brand like a mean savage. This inquisition divine, all others average. Millennium renaissance, heroes in our classes. Fed up with the czar control and facets. Ask if they heard about Moors, they say no. But Masons, they obviously know. Down the handshakes and rituals with skull and bones. They even know about owls burning Bohemian Grove. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. Dirty Moors killed Drew. I read the FBI papers on loyal Moors, emergency fund rapers, Moorish literature and divine bylaw changers. Might as well say Drew Ali was born in a manger. Prophet puts poison aside and his food smelled danger. Got me treating every Moor like a stranger. Grand Chief Punkin stumbling drunk in their feds. What was proclaimed for every meeting was not read. Some Moors are so active, Prophet can't be dead. Thanks Moorish teachers away, I can't be led. Actions speak, then I consider what's said. And what's said was study, then study yourself. Honest to the prophet over Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. Everybody wants to be just like Drew Ali, but nobody wants to care about Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did. I know what dirty Moors did to Drew Ali. I know what dirty Moors did.
Common sense was made before book sense. Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick.
Legendary, bury me in the North Gates Cemetery, February the 4th days. Son of Mary, day ahead of my born day. Independence and law makes civil a lost case. With case laws, we break them down like Jericho. Keeping all my lions tamed, I'm Chris Jericho. I'll keep a mask on deck, I'm Rey Mysterio. Fake pandemics announced over the radio. Annoyed with the game, the joys and the pains. I'm Rob Bass, mixing with rock the hard way. I was in a lost state. Prophets stood me up right, brought me to a lost gate. Cooking like I'm Salt Bay, repping like I'm Denzel. Malcolm X, Deja Vu, Roman J. Israel. And Noble I lay in plain sight, but people still can't see it. So the snake's still showing up, stakes still high, so the race still going up. Warriors of the North Gate, we not slowing up. Born in the manger, sworn to be savior. Walk through the valley of the shadows of the death, dipping slavery. Looking for light, the book of Genesis. Astral plane entrances, invoke the nemesis. Abstract images of past lives kicking in. Danger, running for your life. Finish him.
Morris or Moor, key man or oracle. Using Trinity powers, decipher allegorical. Lost in metaphorical, holy books are metaphysic. Fact slap a dirty Moor or a Drew Ali critic. Calling him Thomas or Walter and get your face caved. Or cut like a close shave. Drowned in my brainwaves, squashed by heat waves. Activating Kundalini. Abyssinia invaded by Mussolini. Selassie I in exile. Reptile in Genesis, Negus appearing real. All I see is false evidence. DA are feminists, stomped on by elephants. More like more prejudice, but want Moorish benefits. When you feel the cold magnetic resonance. Apis horns of the sacred book called Maleficent. Great cosmic mothers, return to blessedness. No pestilence, ace all the testaments. Tap into remembrance, never to forget again. Use energy right, not put spell effects on men. Wandering the earth plane with no they live shades. Keeps you a mental slave as the horizon fades. It's been decades since Christian crusades. Not enough rebellions, too many vigil bouquets. Holding on to the fence, burning on doomsday. War ruled by Mars, it might be on a Tuesday.
Canaanland Moors presents Common Sense Quick. What we do here is we add some common sense thinking to everyday situations or comments that may arise. Want to give it a try?
Then, see, you got a lot of us that's talking about, I want to get myself out of the system. The prophet never said that. The prophet said you are more so clarity and citizens. He said you are part and partial of this same government. He never told more. He said, I'm trying to bring you back into the constitutional fold. Notice the words. He didn't say, I want to bring you to the constitutional fold for the first time.
Time never was when man was not. If life of man began, there'll be a time when it stopped. Allah's infinite, no bottom or top. Sees only as perfect as the source when it drops. Cultivating right season to harvest the crop. Infiltration, treason. Watch me thicken the plot. 1886, return from Soul Plane. 1926, MHT was the code name. 1913, Canaanland, Templar old name. 1928, MSTFA was the whole name. Brothers Savannah, be talking Kurt Cobain. We won the Caravana, cut up with Soul Train. Blue and red bandana, corpuscle in your cold veins. Conference in Havana gave the mandate and proclaimed. Study Vedas from Brahmins, sparked the coil like propane. Way before Obama, we had a leader, it was so plain.
When Naturalization set up the old Canaanite temple, the real thing that occurred is that it sent shockwaves to the Romans, to the Europeans in the Western Hemisphere, because they knew that the light had come, and the prophet was the establishing signal that we were not dead.
The prophet who never came, the prophet mind always was, what matter was not. Before we manifested here, all was thought. So a man reapeth, it's cause he rot. Secrets that he keepeth can't be bought. Many prophets passed through, found those who sought, but the one noble Jew, it's like we forgot all the precious jewels that he had taught. Established schools gave us keys to unlock. Make love your foundation, truth is your rock. Peace and salutations, freedom is salvation. Justice, the sword you use on your chop. To our attention, he wasn't even brought.
That's part of what the confusion is. See, you got a lot of us that's talking about, I want to get myself out of the system. The prophet never said that. The prophet said you are more so clarity and citizens. He said you are part and partial of this same government. He never told more. He said, I'm trying to bring you back into the constitutional fold. Notice the words. He didn't say, I want to bring you to the constitutional fold for the first time.
Time never was when man was not. If life of man began, there'll be a time when it stopped. Allah's infinite, no bottom or top. Sees only as perfect as the source when it drops. Cultivating right season to harvest the crop. Infiltration, treason. Watch me thicken the plot. 1886, return from Soul Plane. 1926, MHT was the code name. 1913, Canaanite Temple old name. 1928, MSTFA was the whole name. Brothers Savannah, be talking Kurt Cobain. We won the Caravana, cut up with Soul Train. Blue and red bandana, corpuscle in your cold veins. Conference in Havana gave the mandate and proclaimed. Study Vedas from Brahmins, sparked the coil like propane. Way before Obama, we had a leader, it was so plain.
When Naturalization set up the old Canaanite temple, the real thing that occurred is that it sent shockwaves to the Romans, to the Europeans in the Western Hemisphere, because they knew that the light had come, and the prophet was the establishing signal that we were not dead.
The prophet who never came, the prophet mind always was, what matter was not. Before we manifested here, all was thought. So a man reapeth, it's cause he rot. Secrets that he keepeth can't be bought. Many prophets passed through, found those who sought, but the one noble Jew, it's like we forgot all the precious jewels that he had taught. Established schools gave us keys to unlock. Make love your foundation, truth is your rock. Peace and salutations, freedom is salvation. Justice, the sword you use on your chop. To our attention, he wasn't even brought. All you need is fail to mention, busy dipping in the pot. Before ascension, freed some of the flock. Said we more is not NBC for the young and unborn, so we won't stop. True Ali told you.
They tried to bury us, right? The cherry tried to bury us. No, Drew Ali said, Brother William, you be our cherry. You be our supreme grand. You got supreme grand.
Sharif Abdul-Ali, he's the last prophet.
January 8, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in the state of North Carolina, destined to become the first patriarch of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people.
The prophet.
In 1912, he was later anointed as El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the heads of Egypt and holy city of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the new origination of Moorish America.
Drew Ali is what we yell.
Keep in mind that when Drew Ali set up the old Canaanite temple, Woodrow Wilson and all of your other rulers were well aware of who he was and what this period of time represented.
Drew Ali, the prophet, whatever came from prophet. Drew Ali told you. Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, he's the last prophet. Drew Ali is what we yell.
Drew Ali is the representation and in fact of the resurrection of the ancient Moabites, etc., which the European court they snuffed out. So when the Drew Ali brought the principle of the resurrection of the Moorish nation, logically it spurred both support and opposition amongst Romans.
They thought he would never come away. They know he would never ever just wake back up. That's why you never hear about no Drew Ali in your history books. I'm saying about Drew Ali.
Islam, Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors. Menelik.
Islam, Moors.
What's good, Moors?
Islam.
You know we got to keep it going. After these Moors put the fire under that ass last night. You know, we gotta keep it moving.
Islam, Moor, you already know.
Just want to start up with our reading.
Yeah, I had to run back to the back cave.
You already know more. So we just want to start with the House Resolution 689 reading for today.
Yeah.
Whereas
Islam, Moors.
The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, Hamites, Canaanites, who were permitted by the old pharaohs of Kemet to traverse from East Africa and later form themselves kingdoms extending from northwestern to southwestern shores of Africa, the Atlantic islands, and onto the present-day continental Americas. And whereas the indigenous Moorish people of the Americas are now united in order to again link themselves with the family of nations. And whereas the Moorish Americans, being aboriginal to the territories of North, South, Central Americas, have formed a sovereign theocratic government guided by the command principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice through virtue of the universal right to self-determination, as well as the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples guaranteed in the Charter. And whereas on January 8th, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in the state of North Carolina, destined to become the first patriot of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people. In 1912, he was anointed as El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the leaders of Egypt and the holy city of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish Americans. As a result of the 13th Amendment, Moorish people were emancipated from slavery in 1865. Therefore, be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the 97th General Assembly of the State of Illinois that we designate the week of January 8th to the 15th, 2012, as Moorish American Week in the state of Illinois. Islam.
Man.
We give honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali for all the work that was done. We give honors to the Prophet for all the work that was done. We give supreme honors to all the Moors worldwide. Oh yeah. And Chris Medina, go suck your mother. Block you, get you the hell out of here. Go suck your mom. Honors to all the Moors out there worldwide who have taken the time to learn the truth about their nationality and their birthrights, and know that they're not Negro, Black, colored, Ethiopian, African American, African Canadian, Jamaican, African. You ain't nothing but Moors. Honors to all you Moors who know that without doubt or contradiction. Islam, Brother Kasir. He's probably busy over there, but he'll be on.
He'll be on soon.
So, before we get too far, we just want to put some things out there, just so we could, acknowledge the greatness of the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. This is ancientsymbols.com. The Sun Cross, symbol of the sun, power, and earth. The Sun Cross is a very old symbol that dates back to before the Bronze Age. It is comprised of a circle with a cross in the interior. This symbol first represented the wheel and the power it brought to society. Later, the circle represented the sun and the interior a cross. It is a symbol of power that was taken on by the ancient kings, as the sun was considered the symbol of the highest power, right? Allah's noblest image, right?
Islam.
The symbol has been used around the world. It was first found on cave walls and was recorded on some of the first written documents. The meaning of the symbol was changed over the years from power to earth. Alchemists used this symbol for copper alloys, which is associated with earth. Astrologists also use this symbol to represent the earth. Christians use it as a symbol of power as opposed to earth, which is linked back to its original use. They use it as a symbol for a halo, which donates saints, angels, and more powerful than men. The sun wheel, which is also called the Celtic cross, is a deviation of the sun cross and is a symbol of the sun. It can be found in Nordic churches, where it was originally used as a symbol representing Odin, the most powerful Norse god, who was a father to all of the other Norse gods. It was also used in America by Native Americans. Today, one can find drawings of the symbol on the houses and businesses to represent a safe haven for travelers. It is also used by meteorologists to signal poor visibility. And there you have your sun cross, which, as you know, is your circle 7, which is on the cover of your Quran, which again is to let you know how much of a mastermind Noble Drew Ali is and why we do this, why we give him the honors that he's due without doubt or contradiction. Moors know this. Moors have known this, that Noble Drew Ali is the man. Noble Drew Ali is the only leader that came and told us what our nationality was. The only leader that told us about our birthrights. The only leader that told us all you got to do is proclaim it. If you don't do anything else, declare your nationality and who it is that you are. And once you do that, once you put that out there, know that the powers of your ancestors will be invoked, because you ain't getting no connection to the ancestors without you having a nationality. Right? Nothing is applying to you unless you have a nationality. And again, we wanted to see what some other people had to say. PuyaMishra.com. Mysterious pentagon. There are interesting patterns all around us. Here was one I found the other day. We were boiling lentils in a shallow bowl, and then out of nowhere emerged an almost perfect pentagon. How cool is that? And does it mean something that 5 is a magical number? Even though we usually say 5 principles, and 5 points on the star, and 5 civilized tribes, and 5 free national names. 5 is the symbol of human microcosm, the number of the human being, human forms, the pentagon, when arms and legs are outstretched, arm, leg, arm, head. The pentagon is endless, sharing the symbolism of perfection and power of the circle. 5 is a circular number as it produces itself in its last digit when raised to its own power. The pentacle, like the circle, symbolizes whole. The quincux, being the number of its center and the meeting point of heaven, earth, and the 4 cardinal points plus the center point. 5 is also representative of the Godhead, central creator of the 4 fours plus itself equaling 5. 5 is the marriage of the heroes gamos, as combination of feminine and the masculine. Feminine being even as 2 in the frequency, and masculine being odd as 3 in the frequency, equal 5. The number 5 symbolizes meditation, religion, versatility. It represents the 5 senses: taste, touch, smell, sight, hearing, everywhere except in the East. In the East, there are 6, the extra being the mind. Right? Man is mind. We find meanings to 5 in the 5-petaled flower, 5 pointed leaves, especially the rose. The rose has much symbolism, but also the lily, vine, and all which represent the microcosm. The 5-pointed star depicts individuality and spiritual aspiration and education when it points upward. The 5-star pointed downward represents witchcraft and is used in black magic. Noted, there is a very broad difference between witchcraft and black magic. The number 5 formed the first counting process from which all else came. So what does this magical appearance of the pentagram mean? If we believe that every pattern has some underlying explanation, can there be a more mundane explanation? I have a possible hypothesis of what lies behind this phenomenon. But what do you think? Where did this pattern come from? And keep in mind Venus, and from Earth, Venus making her rounds makes that star, which is on our flag, which again lets us know that Juali is the man, that everything that he did was for us to get ourselves back in order. And as we know, we're back in order. We know this, or we wouldn't be here talking about his greatness and all the work that he's done to get us to this place where we are right now. Islam Moor.
Islam Moor.
All of the Moors have anything to put in before we carry on, but I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, Moor. I'm kind of antsy right now, you know what I mean, because there's a lot of things that have been going on. as far as within the movement more, and we have more that's speaking on stuff like they just being reckless now. Like they forget where they come from. You ever heard of the term, you forget where you come from, or never bite the hand that feeds you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot of these turncoats that's doing that now, and they seem to forget that, you know, you had to learn from somebody. Okay, nobody is teaching this in nobody's school. All right, so I want to give honor to the prophet anyway. Let me start off by saying that, because this is his week, and I want to give honors to him and what he did and what he came and brought us back. But as far as a people, and as far as being nobles, and as far as the principles and the morals that we're supposed to have for each other, we don't have that right now, because we don't know how to respect each other, learn how to agree and disagree on certain things, and let a man be a man with his thoughts. Never disrespect a man. That's what my father told me. He said, and if you do disrespect that man, well, get ready for a challenge. You know, that's when they say the gloves are off. You know, I'm gonna challenge you to a duel, or I'm gonna challenge you for her maiden's hand, or however the situation is. The right of being a man of passage. Okay, a lot of us don't know anything about that because we've been without a father, and you know, and some of the actions that, you know, people may had a father and they wasn't taught to be a father themselves. So, you know, a lot of things has to be broken as far as generational curses that have to do with our people and their mindsets. And how can you go and, excuse my language, shit on somebody after they rose you up? I don't care how it was, mentally, spiritually, physically, they rose you up. And then you turn your back and you disregard and you act like, you know, you don't use the toilet. Stop it. Just stop it. Because this right here, this movement here, nobody can guide this movement but Allah and the faithful Moors that's going to put in the work and put their feet to the ground to it. Mm-hmm. So for all these Moors that's out here that's doing this, you know what I mean, and slandering RV Bay publications, let's think about it now, Morris, and I want everybody who's listening to this right now, I challenge you to even get a girth of what this guy is saying about RV Bay publications, because the information that's on there, that's on that website, okay, is going to make your mind, you know, come into the paradigm better.
Well, pardon the interjection, more. Pardon the interjection, and as well, the information on that website is not their information.
That's what I'm saying, more.
It came from other sources. So how come you guys are debating these people where they got the info from? Why?
That's what I'm saying.
Who's putting it up?
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying, more. And then I'm gonna tell you just like this. You know how like they say, you know, trust this bank, and you know we'll handle all your you know, financial, you know, negotiations and stuff like that. You know, you could trust us. You can hold your money here, right? Well, RV Bay to me, it's like that trust. It's like that bank of information. You understand? That I can go and read and research, and I know that's a trustworthy, you see what I'm saying, asset. Okay, because you have a lot of miscellaneous information out there, more, you see, that's not going to give you a girth. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people be scraping the surface, you see. So that's how I'm looking at the situation. I'm not, see, when Moors disrespect certain things in our movement, that's when you need a spanking. Come here. Bop, 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 bop. Now go on over there, sit in that corner, and think about what you just did, Moor.
Right.
This is not about, you know what I mean, Moors just beating and, you know, jumping down on Moors and we think we better than Moors. No, it's morals and principles in everything that we do. And that's it. More like I yield the flow with that one, you know what I mean? And then I'll have some more to interject, you know, or get on the camel's back later more.
Islam. Peace, brother Kasir.
Islam Morris.
Islam.
Yeah, so before we Shematar the dirty Moors, I wanted to bring in, like we're talking about the prophet being the fifth prophet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when we tie it back to ancient Mexico, you've seen the Aztec calendar, right?
Yep.
You know that little face in there? That's supposed to be a deity named Tonatiuh, and Tonatiuh represents the fifth sun. But it gets very complicated when you're dealing with this fifth sun, because we're talking about literally positions of the sun in certain times of the year in a certain age.
Right.
So it'll show up again, and when it showed up again, they usually would give it another like image to it. The first sun would be Tetzalcoatl. So I'll have to show you. I'll have to show you guys what I'm talking about.
Oh, you about to go into the adapt knowledge of, you know, astrology as far as like Yahshua, when the resurrection and, you know, the whole, you know, resurrection, him falling and resurrecting and doing this, that, and the third. It's all metaphysical with that too. You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of other people, they don't interpret the allegory like that. They're looking at it as something that's true, but in reality, it's all about metaphysical. But go ahead, Moor.
So this deity right here, you see the hellfire in the hair?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the fifth sun. This is the depiction of Noble Drew Ali. Look at the hand. And see the face. So he has paint on. He's dressed up as a sacred clown, huh?
Right.
You see the mushroom cap. You see the tassel. You see the long tassel that resembles a serpent.
Right. And then
green on the tip.
And not just that too.
He got the green collar.
Yeah, he got the green. Yep. And that's the Venus energy.
On the arms.
Yep.
His hands are brown skin, right? His hands are copper colored. So that'll show you underneath all this paint, there ain't no Native American under there. Ain't no black man under there. That's a Moorish American under the damn paint. And then see, look at how big his halo is.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
You're looking at the fire. You're looking. Yeah, the fire of El, which is Rosen, right, into the Kundalini, which gave him the mindset to drop the lower self. That's when the lower self becomes fire, because you didn't drop the skin. You see what I'm saying? So now it's just like the phoenix rising, like the bird, the phoenix rising bird.
He's descending, because he's descending. You can tell because the flames are going upward. So he's going in a downward position to the earth plane. These are clouds, or you could call these the waters of noon.
Of noon, okay.
This is your imagination, which creates the earth plane or the water planes of the merge, right? So this man or this deity is symbolized in that symbol.
Right.
They broke his nose off. They broke his tongue off. Why? What's the symbology? His hands right here,
right,
are supposed to be grabbing the heart of man. Hold on. Let me zoom into this.
And then they got a pyramid in the middle. Look at it.
Are grabbing the heart of man. Somebody
the heart of man.
That's the heart of man right there. The heart of man. Right. He has the jaguar paw.
Right.
The jaguar clutch.
Yeah, that's the lion grip. What they're called, lion paw.
Right.
Grip.
Now notice there's 7 rays that appear. The 8th one is convoluted in this double serpent tie, this bond of the double serpent, right? The DNA binds together. So there is no 7th ray. I mean 8th ray. Watch how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rays, right? Around this deity, who's the 1, 2, 3, 4 directions of the dragon.
Right.
The principle with the second principle inside. So this is the higher self sun with the smaller higher self inside. You can't get to that on this plane. That's not for this plane. Now watch the zodiac. The zodiac is around, right? See the zoo of the zodiac. But there's another zodiac around that, right? With the Moorish X's in there, right? Then there's another zodiac wheel outside of that shows you the guardian of the gate.
Right.
Then there's another wheel outside of that. It shows you the soul train to the soul plane. See the smoke coming from it? Choo choo.
Right.
So then, after we go through the bondage of the double helix or the double dragon, we come out to the last and final outer rim of the outer plane.
Right.
And it keeps going, Morris. This is just the 5th sun. What about the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd? What about Tesla Polka, the 1st, all the way down to the 5th? This is just the 5th version. This is just Aquarius before Aquarius came into the visage.
Right.
So we see here Tonatiuh, the Aztec god. We already know the Aztecs was the ones that came over from the foreign land, being Lemuria. These are the ancient Moors that met up with the Mayans, who the ancient Moors. Confusion? No, because it later became the Christians and the Moors. Later. The Tonatiuh in Mesoamerican religion, Nahuatl, sun deity of the 5th and final era. Who is they talking about? Noble Drew Ali. The sunrise and sunset of the east and the west. So let me go to Tonatiuh, each ended by the cataclysmic destruction. So both eras of the time of the Tonatiuh, or the 5th sun, ended in a cataclysmic destruction, right? Tonatiuh or Olim?
Tonatiuh.
Huh? Alim?
Yeah.
Alim. Tonatiuh, Alim, 5th.
Tonatiuh.
Was associated with the eagle. What constellation is this land based upon?
On the eagle.
The golden eagle, right? Golden eagle, sun, Moor.
Yep, the golden eagle.
At sunrise, which is the east, and sunset, which is the west. Somebody used to face the west in Jerusalem. Somebody switched the directions around when the Arabs took over. Because they Ali weren't no Arabs. So
right, they were Moors.
Muslim, right? More Muslim.
More Muslims. Muslim.
Etymology from like the 7th degree from Sheldon yesterday.
Right, and he already broke it down. He laid it down because it was certain terms that wasn't even used in certain time periods.
Right. That's that private side and public side I be trying to get y'all on. Like we started mundane levels, but we talking about the sun, the hidden sun, and then the rising sun, right? The public risen sun and the hidden black sun. We
talked about that too. The black sun,
hidden occult.
Right.
And as you can only that's another thing. Only in occult teachings and mastery is black a good thing.
Right. Because it's talking about the triple.
What it means inside. It's not really black.
Right.
That's just the appearance.
Triple dark. It's called triple darkness.
Right.
Triple dark matter. You know what I mean? Because melanin itself is a triple dark matter. Okay.
Right. So what we talking about couldn't even be called black in the first place. We on a premise of obsidian now. See, Lagari. See, this is a different tinge. It's a different tone. It's a different shade of what you call black. It's not black. It's the essence, right? Aztec versions of the deity is the Huitzilopochtli. So now there's another one that's Tesla Polka, and he also emanates. So we're gonna comment the thought. Where are we at? According to the Aztec mythology, goes down Aztec gods and goddesses, supreme deity. Tezcatlipoca. Right, okay, cool. Now this is the first version of the fifth son, but he still emanates in the fifth when you put him with the second emanation of the sun, which is Quetzalcoatl. Crazy. I'm gonna show you. Tezcatlipoca is the son of the god Ometeotl. Okay, so this is like an ancient
Ometeotl.
Old Muhammad, Moor.
Yeah.
Old Muhammad, right? Who was the original creator entity. One of Tezcatlipoca's brothers was Quetzalcoatl. So see, the sun, even though it's the same sun that you think you're seeing, the different emanations will be looked at as different brethren of the same
different
sun.
Yeah, because those are different time periods within the course of the Mayan calendar. More well.
So what's the difference in Jesus and Muhammad? More
nothing.
And
really,
so
it's just another energy that's being transmitted into a different dimension and time. That's all.
Boom. Quetzalcoatl and Tezcatlipoca joined forces to create the surface of the earth, but later became fierce enemies in the city of Tolan, right? Somebody, remember Yeshua created, then he was a jealous God because somebody else was the sea?
Yeah, because somebody is inadvertent the scriptures. They making it theirs. Like they just like anybody that know any type of scholarly work, once you become an imam or priest or bishop or anything that's in those type of texts, you'll be able to have a. Go ahead, Moore.
When they're saying black and white in the ancient Mayan cosmogony, black means first, white means second. For this reason, Quetzalcoatl is sometimes known as White Tezcatlipoca to distinguish him from his brother, the Black Tezcatlipoca, because in this time, black is first, white is second. Right? We're talking about science now, high science of color and how color emanates. Black first, white second. So y'all kind of right when y'all be like, white man is after the black man. Yeah, but if you're gonna put that science of alchemy on a human, but then now you're taking a creation of a creation, which is the Pale-Yobo, and you're giving him ancient power. Alchemy existence that you don't even got.
Yep, you're giving them power.
Exactly. Many Aztec legends told that Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl were the gods who originated the world. Told the myth of the legend of the fifth son. More. Yep. It was prophesied before. And I'm talking about before.
Yes. Exactly. So that's why when the prophet came through on this fifth sun cycle, that's another prophecy in its own right, because when the prophet was born, he was born into a solar eclipse.
Yep. The black sun. That's the black covering the white, because the black was coming back online, aka
online.
Earth was coming back online to replace the secondary.
Yep, which is the triple stage of darkness again, manifesting again, and where we manifested in the triple stage of darkness through the Venus star, which we call Allah, which is mother.
And it physical. Had to be Venus this time because the heart. Remember, we went back. We talked the east and the west. The heart symbolizes the dark heart symbolizes the first heart or the original soul. Then the secondary heart is the heart that can come online. It could be good or bad. So
and that's what and that's why the prophet said, that's why the prophet said that the higher self and the lower self will no longer be. You see what I'm saying? Because you then rose.
The original Osiris?
Right. What you were saying now, Moore?
What color is the awakened Osiris?
Oh, green.
Yeah, that's the Venus awakened the sun, who was in triple stage darkness.
Of course. It's green, more because it represents Venus, because Venus is mother, and you can never have a Moor without mother. Sorry.
So Noble Drali carries the mother. He puts his hand over the rib, symbolizing Fatima, symbolizing he's starting that love this time. Love first, to conquer over the sleep of darkness.
Right.
Right, the first sleep.
Mm-hmm.
To the fifth sun. So, it says, according to Aztec mythology, prior to the current times, the world has passed through a series of 4 cycles or suns, each one represented by a specific deity, and each one ending in a turbulent way. The Aztecs believed that they lived in the fifth and last epoch. Tezcatlipoca ruled the first sun when the world was inhabited by giants. A fight between Tezcatlipoca, and the god Quetzalcoatl, who wanted to replace him, put an end to this first world, with the giants being devoured by the jaguars. The jaguar sons more, and here we go.
Yep. There we go. There we go. The Jaguar Pantheon. The Jaguar Pantheon.
We zoom, man. You see the Naguls over here?
Yeah, the Naguls also called.
The lower self, you see yourself in your religious gown. When you pass form into the zoology, you become the ancient slain animal deity.
Right.
Slayed the animal deity to get to the human. Out of that slayed deity, you came out. Just like the cracked back of the damn turtle.
Right.
The chalk came out. Yeah, I mean, we came out of the cracked back of the jaguars. So when you look at the alter ego relationship of you and your jaguar, witchcraft, they say, divine, spiritual, we say, huh? Let's look at what it was called, Moor.
Well, let's do this then, Moor.
Nahua, also called Nagua, or Nawal. In Nahuatl language, it's called Nahuali.
Nahuali, okay.
The Nahuali, the hidden disguise. The Nahuali, the Noble Ali, hidden disguise. We following this. You're following the man and not the myth, not the legend,
not the legend. Right.
Not following the man. Follow the alter ego of the Nahuali. The fifth one. Huh? So, what else? Tenatu, the Aztec god of the fertility and sacrifice, birth and death. That's the Moor.
Right.
It's a cosmic principle of the cycle of man. Fertile into the sacrificione of self, to self in a higher regard. Back to the damn calendar, Moor.
Back to the calendar. It starts back into the circle 7 more, which is what? It's always going to be a reiteration of energy. You see what I'm saying? That's why
reiteration, the reiteration of energy. You realize how the fake Asiatics have their fake sun that they just dropped on everybody.
Oh, more. Now more. Now see more. Now it's oh my God. Like it's you know how like you go in a store and you want a pair of real Nikes, and then this dude around the corner, he's selling the Air Force One Nike. You know you want the real Air Force One Nike, but he got down the street for $50 type shit. You feel what I'm saying?
The backward swoosh Nikes.
Those right there. And you go, instead of you being patient and waiting, you see what I'm saying, with the whole $80 or $100 for them, you go down around the block and get it for $50 from what's his name?
From Jojo
around the block. Yeah.
Remember how you had your king's mane. The thing was like, it had grown to like 4 feet long. So you went to the black guys at the barber shop. And you like, yo, let me make this joint nice and neat looking. I want to cut like him. He like, all right, well, he cut your damn king's lock off. And he like, yeah, that'll be $8.
Maimed them. Then maimed them more.
They maimed them more. Y'all missed that one, didn't y'all?
Yeah, boy, I got it. Boy, I got that one.
The crazy thing is, that's the popular thing now.
What's his name after that? Him and Semi. What was
how
can you distinguish him and Semi apart if he just cut his king's lock off?
Right. He's a peasant just like everybody else now. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the whole thing. It's like what we don't get is that we're supposed to be our natural born selves. That's what the prophet said. Moors, be yourself. Okay.
And they were both nobles, more. They were both, you know, from the kingdom of Zamunda. One was the prince, though, to inherit the empire. The other one was just semi-consciousness. That's all.
Right.
Yep. And again, speaking about, just as you said, crazy how everything is just right in tune. When you just said about one was the prince, and the other one was Prince's right-hand man, but he wasn't really the prince like that. So,
why do you always get the good one?
Yeah, somebody put this up. We want to talk about this as well. Somebody put this up, right?
Okay, I gotta get some water real quick.
Somebody said, happy solar return to the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And then they put up this picture right here. Since we're talking about fake princes and all that stuff.
And then look, Morris, they got the mother laying on the ground. When hold up, Moore, wait a minute, Moore. What is this? What is this, Morris? The mother is laying on the ground like she's dead. Like, no, and then let me read it. Let me read what it says on this shit. Hold up. Let me read this shit. It says, the resurrection of the Moor Sons Temple of America, Inc. The truth, be yourself and not somebody else. If I draw, you're cut. And then you got new era of time now. Humanity now, mother on the ground now. She got a scimitar on the ground, but she's unconscious, right? And defend her, or she will defend herself. Now, how she's gonna? Now, please, Morris, please. That's the problem. That's the problem with the sons. Okay, there's no defending no self here. You supposed to defend the mother. Period. That's what you're here for. You here to defend the mother. Okay, and uplift her. All right, and she's supposed to be there to uplift you too. All right, that's what's wrong with us as Moors now. We put our Moabites down. We talk about her. She's not good enough. Oh, she's too dark skinned. Oh, she's this. She's that. You see what I'm saying? She's ratchet. She's this or whatever. But just as well as she's this and she's that, is 10 dudes just like her. God damn it! It's 10 dudes just like her. You see what I'm saying? Now look at this. Look at it, Morris. Look at it. Then he got the woman with a shoe with the strap going up, and then one shoe without a strap. So what he's really, you know what he's really telling us with this right here? Huh?
He's telling you to stick to the prophet.
Right.
He's telling you to stick to the 101s. More, it doesn't even say 101s on it, so you can know what it's coming from.
Yeah, and then who? And then he got yeah, and then he have the nerve to have the scimitar. Then he has the scimitar pulled out with the mother on the ground. Fool.
And we also asked this before too. Who ripped her skirt?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
And ain't nobody neck on the ground. Ain't nobody neck is on the ground, Morris.
It's like, way deeper. These are the people that's touching the babies.
See what I'm saying?
I see all through that.
Yeah.
What grown women wear those type of shoes? These people.
Right.
I don't want
right.
to.
And then look.
Even be in your mind to draw.
And then look, Morris. And then what makes it?
We gotta share the screen again. I gotta show you how Ali and Muhammad, they already prophesied the false prophets.
Right.
Jeez.
Like this is crazy though. And then Morris, and then they ask the question, why Morris don't want to get along? Why Morris argue all the time? Because it's the principles, like Smokey said, it's the principles, Smokey. What Big Worm told Smokey? It's the principles.
Because he tried to turn around $100 and count it twice, Mark.
Yeah, he's like, hold up. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Hold up. And then he flipped it. 2040.
I think I would have been trying to get off Smokey too. You played him in front of all the children, Moore. Why he ain't the damn ice cream man too? Probably getting sold on every Saturday.
Yeah, more like
turning around $100.
$100, and then he flipped it around like he got $100 extra flipped out of the sky or something. Like this is what our people is on, Morris. Like this is what they on. So when we step down on them now, man, you know I just was playing, man. Nah, man, and you know, no, it ain't no you don't know, fool.
So look, Morris, this is Muhammad meeting an envoy of Musalama, right? Remember shout out to Sheldon. Remember
it's Mussolini, more.
Salama, right? Salama.
Yes, Salama. Yeah.
Not Salma. So these are Salamas.
Salama, okay? Yeah.
Now, a false prophet. So this is Prophet Muhammad.
Right. You can tell by his hands. Right. Look at his hands, Morris. Right. Look at his hands.
Right. That's a Moor.
Yeah.
So these Arabs, bro, this Persian and this Arab Asian dude, they coming like, oh look, this is the real. This is
Saudis. Don't forget Saudis too. Don't forget about them.
Got the mothers with him. Look at the Moor face. Look at the old head face. Who? I should slay him. No, they like, no, just chill. I got him. So they had a little conversation, and the prophet sitting on his Moorish garment stuff, right? Served dude up with knowledge. And look how he made the blue ethers appear. More look.
Right.
Prophet brought out the blue ethers. Right. Now he talked about that in our teaching, bringing out the blue ethers when people want to play with you.
Right. Because
these people.
Right. And what he said though, he said, I'm gonna be on the soul plane so I can help you more. It's better. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I was saying before, like the prophet already knew what his goal was. He already knew he had to do his work. He knew that it was going to be people crossing him out down here. He already knew this. Then, not while I'm in this thought, it was some damn troll yesterday, you know, on my Twitter page talking about, yeah, that's why the prophet got murdered. Well, he said that the prophet was about to get ready to go to trial for murder, like that, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, allegedly, yeah. But see, I didn't even say anything back to him. Is because
he retarded. More, you can't speak to these people.
Yeah, right. Because I didn't go back and forth with him because I didn't want to seem like I'm always the one is cursing motherfuckers out. Excuse my language again.
And even though he's more for a court case that never happened.
Right. That's what I'm saying, more like, so he knows about the Moors. That just showed me in my research that he knows. So guess what I told him? I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna block you. I'm gonna let you hang for a little while longer. Okay? I want to see what you know, because you know some shit, motherfucker. For you to talk like that to me, you know something.
He know it all, more.
Yeah, that's what I'm
teacher knows nothing.
That's what I'm saying, more. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because why would you come and challenge me or even say something like that out your mouth unless you know. Okay, so that's why I sat back and I was like, oh, this guy he studies. See what I'm saying? So I can't just come at him, you feel what I'm saying, without being articulate and exact and factual. See what I'm saying? No going off the dome type shit. Go get the books and let's go around and pinpoint on some factual stuff then. Since you guys want to play
there to come into conversations, to come into your dang mind when you're trying to study, and it can throw you off a track. We're looking at this that can't be seen in other countries right now.
Right.
I don't want to hear anything about no black person that don't have no history. You don't have no history, so it's not even
none. If I let we ain't gonna debate no crayon boxes.
I don't want to hear.
Yeah, more. I get it.
Pale skinned daddy that gave it to him. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
because it's not even true. You probably owned him thinking he was your slave master. Stop. Image shows Muhammad meeting an envoy of Musalama, a false prophet who asked Muhammad to share half of the world with him. If Muhammad didn't own half of the world, why would he come and ask him for it?
Yep. Because he owned it. That's how powerful the Moors were. That's why I keep trying to get people to understand. Like, y'all try to teach us to the point that we came from the Yoruba. Okay, no, the Yoruba came out of our stock. Okay, that's why a lot of people are discombobulated and confused right now, because they don't get it. They think they've been kidnapped from somewhere in Mali, okay, and been brought here.
They've been Mali rocked, more. They've been kidnapped out of their own mindset of being a king, a royal. They've been kidnapped from it and stripped away. They're acquiescent to be slaves. They don't even know what the words mean.
Of course,
they haven't read it.
They'd rather be peasants than
20 years. Yeah. Since Tashariq Bey said that. Read
of course.
Something. Your Moors, they still haven't gotten it. But there are women and men who know that we're putting in the right work. They don't know about all these other packet sellers. They know we're putting in the work though.
Right.
They know that. I got a lot of stuff happened over the day, telling us to keep on doing it. You're the ones that's making all these other Moors. It's hard for them to do stuff. It's hard for them to make moves. It's hard for them to even speak when we're out here.
Right.
We're doing enough work.
Right. And not to cut your wisdom more, but you are so right, because it's to a point now that Moors, they want to come together, right? But you got all these nefarious acts in the background, just like Grand Sheikh Kujo told us. You got punks out here celebrating this resurrection punk. Okay? Where do Moors do that at? Where do Moors do that at? Huh? If you're supposed to be calling yourself a Moor, and you call yourself, you got ADAP lessons, and you got the knowledge, you're a sheik and this, that, and the third, right? How the hell you let these people lead you dumb, deaf, and blind? How?
Because you don't
go ahead, Moore. You go ahead, Moore. You can go ahead. I just wanted to get that out. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out.
And then, so he has Muhammad at this time owns the world. He wanted half of it. Notice that if you take out the false prophet, there's a circle of 7. When you add him in there, there's a circle of 8. There's no such thing as a circle of 8. What are you doing there, false prophet? And they have look, how dare they blur his face out like he wasn't a falsehood. More, this is what I'm telling you, the deepness of how sick people are. To where there's religions that actually follow this dude.
Right.
Because his face is blurred out.
Of course. But you gotta understand more. We've been so-called whitewashed. I'm gonna say paled out. Okay.
This is in New York, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
You gotta go to New York.
Yeah.
Oh, in America, New York, not Iran.
Right here.
Nationality Iranian of the creator, right? Who are the people in your stuff, though?
Right.
It's funny because he couldn't leave it in Iran. He had to bring it to America. Okay. Image. Okay. So situated on the left is a large figure of Muhammad. Dominates the image and is surrounded by followers. 2 envoys are to his right. Written by a famous astronomer and polymath, Abu Rihan al-Baruni.
Okay, now hold that.
Of ancient nations.
Now hold that right there, Moore. Now I just want to interject this too. A lot of us got to get this astrology down pat. We need to go holler at the brother Hassan, you know what I mean, brother Corey, them. They doing the astronomy, okay? And then Rosmariah Bey for the newcomers, all right? You got the astrology on deck. She's doing classes. Go to RV Bay Publications, okay, and get your knowledge on. All right. Go ahead, Moore.
Now notice how this thing is. The picture look beat up. It was whitewashed over 3 times. It says this particular manuscript is thought to have been copied in 1307 and was the archetype for 3 later versions, which were used by Edward Sachal or Sakal to translate the document from Arabic to English. See, Moore, we'll never see the real versions, because you're looking at a translation of a translation of a translation of a remake.
No, a translation. You remember when you used to have to put stuff on cassette, and then you record a cassette, and then you put it on a cassette, and then the cassette, and then by the time the tape busts, and you don't even have your stuff that you want to listen to,
right?
Yeah, you burn the CD, and you burn the CD, or you burn the DVD, you burn the DVD, you burn it, and the quality gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. This is the same stuff that they're trying to do in order to get it out the way, so that you don't have a reference point.
Right.
And again, if you don't have a reference point, then how are you gonna know what the truth is? Oh, right. Ali said go within, right? Noble Ali said study yourself. You study yourself, you realize that you're Muhammad. Realize that you're Noble Drew Ali, not Yahshua. That you're the reincarnated Noble Drew Ali and all that stuff, and use his name. Use your own
name. Yep. That's what Moors. That's why the prophet said, "Moors, be yourself." Because once you understand who you are, and you've been studying his lessons, and you've been upright, pure, and clean, then you'll manifest his lessons. Imitate I, the prophet. So you know what I mean, Moor. It's oh my God, yo, like it's hard out here. You know, it's hard out here for more when we out here trying to uplift humanity. You know what I mean? Ain't even got change for the rent 9 times out of 10, because you know it is what it is for more.
This Moor, then met this Moor out by the poppy field. You already see what can go on in the poppy field, and he's telling him, "Look, I'm a prophet that just returned from heaven. See, that's why I got this green garment to show you that I just so to Islam, green represented you just came out of the atheist.
Yeah.
On the spiritual plane though.
Mm-hmm.
They say right here, a religious leader from Iran convincing a peasant of joining his sect by telling him that he has just returned from heaven and has been given green garment as a proof of his trip. Combining elements of Zoroastrianism and Islam, Biha Farid's sect, which developed following a trip to China, naturally faced opposition from both religious groups. Written by a famous astronomer and polymath again, the Chronology of Ancient Nations is a compendium of chronicle a vast number of calendars and chronological systems of a variety of different cultural and religious groups from throughout the late antique medieval periods in the Atlantic world.
Look, medieval. When they say medieval, that means that's when you was ruling. Go ahead, Moore.
Exactly. So you're looking at again the recreation of a recreation of a recreation again. But what the symbol of the image is showing you is a time where we were ruling when a bunch of false prophets came in and tried to become us.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what do you have? Right. What do you have? You have the same stuff going on today with so-called Moorish Science Temple of America people claiming that they're the authority, and Moorish Divine and National Movement of the World is not the authority, and RV Bay Publications not the authority. Follow them.
Okay, well then let me say this, Grand Sheik. Okay, first of all, they don't have no authority. They played themselves out of that authority. They all church. They Bromswell Bay, not Bay, L Church. Okay, so they don't have no authority. All right, because they're already in the bed with the European. They sleeping all in the bed with them. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So they got to get like us Moors, that's free nationals, not United States Moors, citizens. Okay, we don't do United States Moor citizens here. Period. We are nationals. Okay, just like the prophet brought us, and he brought us the divine and national movement of the world. That's ours.
Yeah, you see this, right?
Go ahead, Moore. Oh, here we go. What does nationalization mean to you?
More. Interesting choice of music. Could have just hit up Cujo, but
what?
Guess we get to listen to Kendrick L.
Okay. Wait a minute. Oh shit. Wait a minute, Morris. Pause this for a second, More. Pause this. Is those cop lights?
Cherries and blueberries.
Morris cops.
Wait a minute. Why they ain't red and green then? Why the lights ain't red and green? Why they
isn't that the logical? Like, okay, let's just isn't it logical that if you're gonna be a Moorish highwayman, that you probably have green and red lights? Like, wouldn't that just be the logical thing to do as a Moorish highwayman?
Yeah. Of course, because you wanna make a distinction between them and us. You see what I'm saying?
So why wouldn't they want to make a distinction between them and the people who's kicking our ass or whatever?
Right.
Why would they have the same lights as the people who've been violating us for the past however long? Oh, pause it again for a second.
And I don't want to hear that, oh, we want to bring the people in crap shit neither. I don't want to hear that, oh, we were trying to get people's attention. I don't want to hear that, man. I'm tired of that. Oh, well, you know, our people only come into stuff that appeases the eye. Well, I don't want them.
No, we need to keep that. Just yourself, hey, More. I understand, and overstand you, More. Period.
What's going on down here?
What's going on?
No more.
What's going on?
How is one name with another name that ain't on the level of the name?
Oh man.
Where's the title?
I thought somebody's supposed to be a bear or something like that. Isn't it supposed to be a bear L or something like that?
Right.
So I feel offended. That's my title too.
Me too.
It's supposed to be something on there.
No, it's doctor, more. We're doctors.
Oh, that's the title. Right.
Wait a minute now. Hold up, Morris. Wait a minute. I thought we were sheiks. I thought sheik is the divine over, for the Moors. Even though if you are a doctor, sheik's supposed to take the title over doctor, over whatever other title you got. I'm just saying, Morris. That's we supposed to have a distinction.
Didn't the Ali leave as a doctor and come back as a Sheikh Sharif?
Yeah. Yeah.
You went back to where he was at, before he left?
Right.
Come on, man.
What's going on?
I had to turn the sound off just so we could watch this glorious display of nationality.
Right. But why those colors though? Why those colors?
Tacky. We about to get with it.
They better. I'm gonna hit Taj up, be like, yo, Taj, you need to tell your boys, look, man, we can't do no red. We can't do no red and blue stuff around here. No, nobody.
People like Artie have a field day. Look at this.
look, and Swindler. Look, Swindler. Look, Artie and Swindler. That you Moors got. Yeah, what are y'all guys doing? See,
and they got all the right to ask because I don't even know. How dare they? And look who hopped out. This is terrible. No.
Not the master teacher.
And you. No.
Well, she got
she got her turban on though. At least she got the turban on. She got the turban on wrap though, baby. Yeah.
Very thin. So
yeah.
And don't forget, these are the same
music video.
These are the same people selling you CMOS. These are the same people selling you coins. But they're supposed to be consulate.
Right.
I don't know why this
thing I called a couple consulates. I called the China consulate and the Iran consulate, and they don't sell stuff. Their duty is to make sure that their citizens are protected when they're in other people's lands.
Right.
Where Yusuf at? I know Yusuf's here.
Yeah, Yusuf. Come on, no, Yusuf. Don't sit there and don't say, Yusuf. Come on with the hellfire now.
I'm trying to be good. You Moors are starting trouble.
Do the honors, Moor. Please do the honors.
7 days left. 7 days left. 7 days left. We're trying to stay true to the 77
To the
day program.
touch, yes, I know
We're
more.
trying to stay true to the 77-day program. We're not gonna cuss anybody out yet, but we're just
because I want to cuss.
we're just putting this out there. We're just putting this out there. We're not cussing anybody out. We're just putting this out there. We got 7 days left. We've made it this far, Moors. 70 days. We made it.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So we start the Moroccan American Treaty of Peace and Friendship, 28th of June, 1786. We skip down to the second article. If either of the parties, the Moorish Empire or the United Statesians, shall be at war with any nation whatever, the party shall not take commission of the enemy nor fight under their colors. Now, we're speaking about a war. What war took place? Well, let's see, because it's still on and popping. The war and national defense. What are we doing? So we skip on down into trading with the enemy.
Trading with the enemy act. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
United States.
So the word enemy used in shall be deemed to mean for the purpose of such trading and of this chapter, any individual partnership or any body of individuals of any nationality resident within the territory, including the occupied by the military. We already know that's the United States for real, company, naval forces, and any nation with which the United States is at war. Now, key thing to look at is their war.
Mm-hmm. War.
We have to show proof of a war.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I got a proof for y'all.
We got several, but just go and pull it out more, because you know you got the people in suspense right now.
Evidence. My evidence list, Moors. We jump on in. State of Georgia under seal. What is this? Okay. Christopher M. Davidson, director of the Georgia Archives, do hereby certify that the 3-page document hereto attached and made part of the certificate is true and correct copy of the entire file for the Act number 45, State Resolution 39, approved March 8th, 1957, a memorial to the Congress of the United States of America, urging them to enact such legislation as they may deem fit, to declare that the 14th and 15th Amendments to the Constitution of the United States is never fully ratified.
At all.
Never ratified, never validly adopted. So let's see.
So
here.
what kind of games they're playing here, Moore? What kind of games are they playing here?
More?
Yeah.
Whereas further, the pretended ratification of the so-called 14th and 15th Amendment by Georgia and other states whose sovereign powers had been unlawfully seized by force of arms against the peace and dignity of the people of those states were necessarily to give color to the claim of the so-called 40th and 41st Congresses that these so-called amendments had been ratified by 3/4 of the states. So that's the war, Moore. They stole the sovereignty away from the state.
Of course, and then they swapped the Constitution out, the organic one, for the 1787 one, for the 1829 one, or the 1879, whichever one, you know. They missed those two joints up too. They'll say 1829 and say 1879, but we already know they cooled the government. Like, that's why they always talking about some democracy. All right, it's supposed to be republic, not no damn democracy. But go ahead, Moore, keep interjecting.
Understand the Sundry Free Moors Act, Moors, remember that. Whereas, furthermore, when these invalid proposals were rejected by the General Assembly of the state of Georgia and 12 other southern states, as well as of sundry northern states, the so-called 39th and 40th Congresses, in flagrant disregard of the United States Constitution by the use of military force, dissolve the duly recognized state governments, the people, in Georgia, and 9 of the other southern states, and set up a military occupation or puppet state government, which complaintly ratified the invalid proposals thereby making at the point of bayonet a mockery of the Section 4, Article 4 of the Constitution, guaranteeing to every state in this union a republican form of government. And guaranteeing protection to each from invasion. That's why you don't have a republic, so you can get invaded.
Right.
That's why there's a war, and that's why we're confused of why you guys are violating Constitution, violating U.S. code, violating goddamn the same violation that subjugated the 14th and 15th Amendment in place. Why are you guys doing that?
Because they predicating on fucking fraud. More, that's why they doing it, and they getting away with it.
And just to put this on the record too, because PNF acts in the tracks, why does it seem like Taj Street is authorizing scam groups and all that stuff? Taj 70-something years old, and he said don't follow him.
Don't follow him. I mean,
don't follow him.
What are you looking at Taj for? Forget Taj is in the picture.
Right.
He's irrelevant.
That's the people who want to sit in the car with the rims, with the flashing lights. That's why they look for any excuse. Well, if he's doing it, why can't I?
Right.
Because you just want to do it. Don't try to blame it on that person for doing it. No. What about what you're thinking? How are these people just want to follow something? They just want to be like something. Oh, I'm going to follow. Noble Ali said, be clean like your prophet.
Right.
And he said, be clean like Taj.
Right. And then let me interject this too, right quick, Morris. Let me tell you this. Taj is doing other things. Like he's trying to establish certain things for hierarchy and government, which I think that's what he's supposed to be doing. You understand? So it's not for us to watch him 24/7 and try to implement what he's doing. No, you still a little child. That's just like me taking some steak and give it to a baby. You understand? If we were eating meat or whatever, or give them some corn or something, and I know I'm supposed to crush it up, or some beans, I know I'm supposed to crush it up. See what I'm saying? You can't give that to new and Moors that's coming into this paradigm. You're not studied enough.
There you go.
See, what people don't get is that you think you finna jump in here and you finna
start juggling fire.
Yeah,
they want to start juggling fire.
And then look, when one of the knives fall and slit your throat, then it's not nobody's fault but yours because you impatient. Okay, patience is virtue. So if you're trying to do anything in this movement, don't be watching everybody. Watch yourself. Get in the mirror and look at yourself and see what you can afford to do for yourself with your own knowledge and your own articulate discernment. Okay,
Brother Yusuf, how long it take you to send in your proclamation papers again?
Man, okay. See, they don't make those like that no more. See what I mean? You know what I mean, Grand Sheik? They don't.
That's why we gotta put it out again. That's how we gotta put it out again.
That's different. You know what I mean? Like that's like I look at these children nowadays and I be like, man, these boys is crazy. Like, because we didn't come from that era. That's not where I came from. I didn't come from everything was rubbed the genie lamp, and then you was Grand Sheik, send your paperwork in. I come from the era where you had to ask for permission to speak. Right. You didn't even get to speak. You didn't get to talk, put questions in the chat, and call. You didn't get to do none of that. You didn't even get to talk. You was hoping when you was listening to class that somebody would ask your question. That was the only way you was gonna get your question answered. How long you send your paper?
Right.
I sent the grant. Okay. I know for a year I sat at my job. I was hurt for 8 months.
Right.
I sat in the cafeteria, and for 8 months I wrote over and over and over and over and over and over. I had like 4 or 5 dictionaries, law dictionaries. This is for my proclamation paperwork. People thought I was going back to college. I had so-called co-workers coming up to me on their break time talking about, you going back to school? I'm only doing my name correction and proclamation paperwork. I wasn't doing nothing yet. And people coming, and I'm talking about for a year, I was writing because that's what the Grand Sheik said to do. The Grand Sheik said, before you turn in your paperwork, make sure you read it, write it,
and write it,
read it again, write it again. And I was like, oh, okay, I did that. And look up every word that you think you know or may not know. Look it up in the dictionary, unabridged dictionary, metaphysical dictionary,
in
law
etymology.
dictionary, etc. And that took a year.
Right.
That took a year. And to the fact where now I'm looking at the paperwork like, well, why do I have to send it to? But see, now I'm already knowing I was thinking too much. I was like, well, why do I even have to send it back to RV? Why? I can find the addresses on because I'm studying now.
Right.
That's when
you
I
can
knew
do
I
it
was
yourself.
studying.
Yeah, but
exactly. And I was like, I could free myself with just my consanguinity right here in my domicile.
That's what I'm saying. More see. Now that's an excellent.
But no, but they're not seeing that because
you're right.
They want to rub the genie bottle and get something for free. That's not what none of this is about. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. You might as well just keep going to work and get 401k.
Right, and that was a perfect example because the example was is people who already been in the studies and already has been going through it. You see what I'm saying? Because people think I'm going crazy now because I don't do nothing anymore but be in the house reading books. Because I already know that this is going to be a lifetime journey for me. Okay, lifetime. This is nothing. This is nothing that's going to be in the microwave. Okay, and I'm going to put it in there. In 10 minutes, it's going to be done, and I'm going to be ready to eat some cancel burger or whatever the fuck is it in there. excuse my language, Morris. But you know what I mean. Like I said before, it's all about patience. It's all about being competent that you know, not because Taj know, not what Taj said. It's because what Malik said. See what I'm saying? Or Menelik said. You know what I mean? It's not because what Grand Sheik Cool Joe said. See what I'm saying? It's because what Yusuf know and what Yusuf studied and said. And to find out that okay, now I can go and say what Grand Sheik said because I didn't study. I'm not just riding his coattail. See what I'm saying? So now that's why it's the like-mindedness that's going to get us through over the hill. See what I'm saying? That's why the prophet said, Morris, take this and study. And then after you finish studying and you want to know what else to study, study self because it's all in reverence. It's the circle 7. You the 7 and the universe is around you. Because it's your perception and it's your work and your will that's going to make this come true into fruition. Ain't nobody going to do it for you. Nobody's not going to do anything for Moors. Moors got to get out here and pull their pants up and take what they want because it's ours. But you ain't going to do it stupid. I can tell you from experience, you're not going to do nothing stupid. You do anything stupid, you're going to be done for quick. Just like the microwave, bing,
and then that's when they want to say, "Oh, see, that Moor stuff don't work." I tried that Moor.
no more. No, his Negro-ness didn't work. His Negroism, his Negroism didn't work, Moor. But I get the jest. I get the jest. Yes, Moor. So that's why we have to be very, 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 very astute in what we're doing. Okay, because just like you said, the knowledge itself, you see what I'm saying? The studying. You know how many times RV Bay sent my paperwork back to me? Huh? And I felt crushed, Moor.
Tell him more.
Crushed.
Yeah.
Crushed. So guess what I did? I pulled my pants up. I didn't cry. And I studied. And I kept studying. And then look, I downloaded the damn paperwork and I put it up under my mattress. So the first thing when our feet hit the damn ground, I go up under my mattress and pull the paper out and read it.
They show you that in Doctor Strange.
Yes, Moor.
He wanted to give up.
Yeah.
Go tuck tail and do it.
Yeah. It's no tucking no tail. It's no tucking no tail. No tucking no tail. Because I didn't tuck my tail in the street. And I'm not going to tuck my tail in this more science. Because I'm being myself, just like the prophet said. And that's just what it is. More it's like we need to stop all this playing games and blaming and crying and whining.
Oh, they
And
love
this, that, and
whining,
the
man.
third.
They love whining.
Yeah, more like stop all this whining.
They don't, to the point where I don't even think they want remedy. I said, I think these people like crying more than they want remedy. They want to complain. They want to be on the phone talking about, well, you know this, and well, you know, I gotta do this. Well, and then come in the room, you like, oh, hey, how you doing? Well, I'm hanging in there. And it's like, brother, what's wrong with y'all?
Right.
Everything's
what you mean?
Not at the end. It's not
like,
the end.
Right. And it's all about, see, like I said before, it's the perception and the energy, Morris. Like, your perception is everything. If your perception is not in good tune with what we're doing or who you are, right? Then you're not gonna accomplish nothing. You're not gonna amount to nothing, because your attention span is only this.
Waiting for
this.
Jesus.
Yes, it's only this long. So people got to understand, like, that's why the prophet, he says that once you come up into this knowledge, you gonna have to make a decision to be God or be the devil. Which one you want to do? Because you're not being God right now. I don't care what anybody's saying. They in church 24/7, this, that, and the third. You're not being God, because God is all knowing. Okay. And by you being God and all knowing, you have a degree of being all knowing. So we got degrees of being all knowing. Okay, and none of us is trying to get the degrees. And I'm just saying this, hypothetically speaking. Okay, nobody getting the degrees that we need to be all knowing. And I mean by all knowing, I mean stuff like the natural elements. And the natural elements of spirituality.
Nope.
Nobody is doing that anymore. Everybody want to be
Jordans.
Yeah, they want to get some Jordans. They want to be tied down to everything that's sociable. Okay.
They want the rims with the flash of light.
Yeah, and stuff like that. When in actuality, it's fine to have those things. I'm not saying you can't have them, but what I'm saying is don't make that the main gusto. Don't make it, I'm gonna, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna get those rims, I'm gonna get that car. But you killing your brother, man, in the street, I don't care. I'm gonna get that car and the rims. See, that's when it's a no.
Or even, did you get the rims from the Bay shop?
Right.
Was it a group of Moors who made the rims?
Right.
I don't care about, but like I tell my boy, you want the Jordans, but when are the Munirs coming out? His title is Munir. I'm like, when are you gonna make the Munirs? I would like to wear the Munirs. I wear the Munirs. Instead of the Air Jordans. I want to wear the Munirs.
Yeah. Why not have a Morris Jordan edition? Why not have a Morris Jordan edition? Huh? Like,
but that's exactly what the problem is, because like it is the whole point of Moorish science for us to create Moorish businesses and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Or is it to condition the higher self and the spiritual side of things? Because like if you go back in time and go all the way back to the 30s, when was we ever broke?
Never.
So therefore, that's not the problem. You got Moors owning all types of like half a city. So it ain't about that we don't have money or nothing like that, or it's a impoverished mindset when it comes to spirituality. We don't have a spiritual sense of self no more. That's when it's been diminished.
Even for the big house and the white picket fence, the keeping up with the Joneses myth will keep you broke. If you think you're going to keep up with the Joneses and the big house with the white picket fence and the Lassie dog, you're going to lose. Mm-hmm. That's a myth. That's not real.
And that's the thing. We already had that stuff.
Right.
There's mad Moors that live in
That's what Bobby was talking about.
Like that.
Yeah. But see, I'm gonna say this too, Morris. I'm gonna say this too.
The thing like, we don't have enough. We gotta come together.
You can make that. You can make it.
Yeah, you can make that. Like just like I said before, Morris got to understand. Okay, if we all come together, let's say hypothetically speaking, right? We all come together. I don't give a fuck. Offshoot temples, the little temple around the block, you know, the temple up the street. Everybody just got together. Okay, how that would look, hypothetically speaking, how would that look for Moors if all the temples like said, you know what, forget this. We all gonna come together and we're gonna start doing some things for the Moorish people. Okay, that's what I dream about. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I deal with reality, okay, but I listen to my prophet, and my prophet said that it's gonna be turbans and fezzes everywhere you walk. Okay, that's my reality that I want to come into fruition. But I know that we dealing with uphill battles. You see what I'm saying? Because just like you said, Kasir, spirituality is not being exercised enough. Divinity and respect for Moors, just to have a respect, just respect. If you want to call yourself a black man, aka a Hebrew Israelite, or them a Nation of Islam, have respect for Moors. Have respect for your brother man. How about that? How about that? If I can't agree with you, well then we need to stop arguing and leave that chapter with, okay, well then I can't, you know what? Okay, brother, then you feel that way. Well, I feel my way, and I'm not gonna budge on how I feel, and what I know, I'm not budging. But at the same time, all right, Islam, peace to you, brother. Okay, but conversation is over with. No more arguing with you clowns, unless I know you are a Moorish brother, and you have to, because I know what the prophet brought. I know the principles. And if I know you're violating, oh yeah, brother, I'm gonna step down on you. And look, brother, you need to pull your coattail up. Okay, your drawers is hanging out. Your pants sagging. Your pants sagging too goddamn low. I can see your drawers more. Because that's what we all supposed to be doing for each other. Not to be up here talking all this smack and going back and forth and doing this, that, and the third, because you're not helping the cause. That's why I'm looking at the situation like the way we're looking at it, Morris, and I'll yield the floor with that.
That's what they don't want, because as soon as you start telling more, oh, pull your pants up, we can see your drawers and stuff. That now they want to complain about we're being rude and we're being condescending. No, I'm telling you, you got booger in your nose. Like what's the problem?
What's the problem?
You got
all I'm doing is trying to help you, be upright, like the prophet said. Like this nation's supposed to be upright, pure, and clean. Okay?
It's the approach. It's the approach. Like, cause like you got like our people already, you know how they get when they know they wrong, and then you call them on it. Instead of be like, yo, you got booger in your nose. Just hand him a tissue. And then let him get it from there. Like he should get, like, if you don't know why I just handed you a tissue, then you're gonna get told by somebody else about that booger. At least I gave you the opportunity for you to handle it and see it for yourself.
So
I didn't I'm not forcing it on you. I just gave you something to look at and the opportunity to fix it.
Right.
Brother Kaiser, real quick, Brother Kaiser, I'm glad you did that, because you always been like that too. Ever since I heard you come into the movement, you always were good at bringing it to. I'm still gonna kill you, but I'm gonna make you feel great about dying. Like it's gonna be a good death. It's okay to die. I'm gonna kill you. It's okay. You're great at that, and I want to give thanks for you for that, because you're very good at that. You're very good at that. You're very good at that.
Because there's a problem, but it's like we, instead of like adding to it, like not even on purpose, like just us in our will to see it right, like not adding to the fire, but extinguish it and then make it so that fire can't even come back, because we done put some flame retardant things there to stop the fire from rekindling. Whether that got to be moved, certain people out of the way, or whether it got to be expose people, and it all has to just have, it all has to come to that one final point, because it's like, all right, people don't want to get lost in the confusion, because it's like, all right, you Shemataran people, we Shemataran people. The main thing we're showing y'all is that there are Moors out here that's dressed up as Moors that are trying to return y'all to the state, the same state that stole your sovereignty. We show you over and over again the little symbols of right here. This picture we got up. They have the crack Liberty Bell with the dang banner hanging off the side and the damn crooked flag. If you know anything about flags, you know this cartoon image of the flag is desecration.
Yep.
With the Liberty Bell, like, first of all, I know Temple 11. I'm in Philly. They are a whole nother mess. They the ones that took and transferred the temple down the dang Washington D.C.
D.C. Yeah.
The census. So this is funny because a lot of this stuff that they're going through, this is a good time to go into what Ali brought us, because if you stick to the prophet, you won't be leading down the wrong lane. Y'all Moors have heard that Moors run around saying we white, right?
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna call him out, Brother Abdullah. Brother Abdullah is a good Moor, but different roads and pathways got switched to where he's going in some other path or something. But anyway,
right.
He was good on etymology, and he used to have a saying that he used to do: white power.
Yeah, white power.
Right now, say some more. No more white power stuff, because we're not white. First of all, white is a color. Noble Ali said we're not Negro, black, or colored. So white is in the same color frame as black. We know its statuses, but we're neither of them. What does white mean? Pure,
clean,
the land, the ruler of the land, right? God, right? So we're not white, but our, the nature of our creed is a pure creed. When we get into our proper stance, we stand as the ruler of the land. Not that we're white though, because when you look up, if you want to play with the color shade game, Noble Ali said we're olive, because that's what Adam and Eve were.
Right. But see, I want to interject on this too, because this is right here what we're discussing. This is adapt knowledge. So in essence, for my brother Abdullah, we are white in status, but it's not white in pigmentation. You see what I'm saying? So within that regard, a lot of our people, they don't even need to, articulate themselves as being white if they don't even know that adapt knowledge. You see what I'm saying? And then you have so many Moors out here that's putting out so many lessons, and some of those lessons are not already, advent true. You see what I'm saying, Moor? So a lot of Moors will get out here and say certain things because they hear other Moors say them, and they don't even have the just to even articulate it or even stand on it or even have the knowledge to back it up. You see what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying as far as, these Moors saying certain things and don't know how to back it up. You know what I mean? That's just like if I go down the street and I tell you, Kasir, I'm gonna whoop your ass, right? And every time I see you, I'm gonna whoop your ass, Kasir. Every time I see you, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You're gonna say, Malik ain't finna do shit to me. Every time he see me, he's ain't gonna whoop my ass. You see what I'm saying? It's the same shit.
It's Islam, Moor.
Yeah.
But I think, okay, with Brother Kaiser and Menelik.
Yeah.
Now, what I think was done with the word white, when we hear the word white, like the brother said, we're not a color.
Right.
I comprehend that. I think the word white has been distorted to think that it's a color.
Right.
So now when we hear white, we automatically think it's a color. But when it's in its inception or its etymology, or like as soon as you said, what does white mean? Your brother said pure.
Right.
We automatically know, like, now we know that's not a color. Pure is not a color.
Pure is not a color. Yeah.
Pure. White would be light then. Light, like the
white would be light. Yeah, it'd be like sunlight. You see what I'm saying?
Light,
pure light. You know what I mean?
Because of now I'm looking at it. As soon as they say white, it's been distorted into thinking so-called Europeans. They're not even white. They're pale. They're pale. But because of that word and its distortion, we're automatically thinking that's white. Like I try to explain to people now that I'll show them a dark object and I'll be like, what color is this? They'll say black. Wrong. It's more. It's more. It's not black. It's more.
It's more because we're dealing with the natural aspects of we're not dealing with artificial. Yeah, we're not dealing with artificialness.
Dark. Right. It don't mean that at all. It doesn't mean it innocence. It doesn't mean it at all. It doesn't mean that. That's Moorish. That's more.
Right. Because and then let me interject this too, Morris. Black, right, is death. And then black means death. So if it's black means death, that means it's what? It's not alive. So you can't be black, okay? Because black is a simulation of property. Okay, it's not alive, it's not speaking, it's not breathing. Okay, it's an object. All right.
It's
yeah, this is like when Kasir did that excellent build. Yeah, when Kasir did that excellent build yesterday about brown and black, when Morris was discussing brown and black as clothes or items. You see what I'm saying? They wasn't discussing it as human beings. Okay, so what it is that we've been taught this in school. Okay, that this is black, this is white. Okay, when in actuality, human beings cannot be none of that because we're not property and we're not objects. Okay, we are divine beings. We are living souls, spiritual breathers, speakers. Okay, so we cannot be no damn property, no damn crayon, no damn car, no damn watch, no damn sneaker, no damn hat. Those are all objects. Okay, they're not divine. They cannot speak to you. Islam.
Because if either black, white, red, yellow, bro, I don't care what. It's a color. What's my nationality? It can't be white. It can't be black.
You can't be white.
Yeah. I throw those things to the side. These are all labels.
Yep. Labels.
Because think about it. Even if we deal with white, that came out with eugenics. It's another construct.
But see, at the same time, white and black is duality too, Morris. We got to think now.
These are caste systems that was created for our
by Moors.
Why am I going to run around using it?
We created a caste system. Let's think about it like this. And
ain't no
and
white
this
in the Constitution. Ain't no black in the Constitution.
Right. It's none of that.
Throw away.
It's none of that in there. The only place that they did it it was here because we was the favorite nation clause. Morris, we started all nations. So when we have the Yoruba, he didn't have a fucking, excuse my language, y'all. I'm trying to, excuse me. He didn't even have a name. Okay.
And that's his problem at this point.
All right.
Got to deal with that with his name. I can't. I'm not about to. I'm not going to go into histories where I adjusted history for him no more. Right. I'm not doing that no more. Because obviously, it's doing us in. We don't even have any spiritualities no more. This dude running around here in 10 goddamn 10 what do you call them? The little pyramid structures. He in a damn copper wooden pyramid structure meditating.
Right.
What? So therefore they're tapping into certain spiritual life. Nope, you don't get to be white, you don't get to be black. He got to go find who he is. That's his thing. We got to stop trying to identify ourselves in the light of him to give him a damn identity. He got to go find out who it is.
Yep. And then look, Morris, I was watching this movie.
We figured it out.
Yeah, Brother Menelik, please, because I don't want to forget. And I forgot twice and it hit me again. Forgive me, Moore.
Right.
But Brother Kaiser, I have to tell you, you killed it yesterday, Moore. I have to tell you, give thanks for yesterday. You did an amazing job. I have to give it up to you for that. And I want to apologize because I still have a whole page of questions that I wanted to ask you yesterday, but I had to get in the shower. And then when I got out, you were off. I was so upset. So if I could ask you, when Brother Menelik gets done, if the Grand Sheik allows me, if I could ask you all of these questions that I had for you about your lecture that you gave yesterday. And again, you did a great job, Moore. I got to give honors to you for that. But if I could just ask you a lot of, like, the Mulan P. I gotta know more about that. I gotta know more about the 12 flowers of Ali. You did too much for me, Moore. I wrote it down. So forgive me, Brother Menelik. I just didn't want to forget. But it's
yeah, Moore, you good? You know, Moore. Kasir is the genie, Moore. Like when it comes to going and getting his information, because he researched and then our researcher come across something and then I'll bring it to him and then we'll go even deeper. You see what I'm saying? So it's I want to give honors to the brother too, because he's like a brother. Yeah, all of y'all like brothers to me. But you know, I just want to give honors to Kasir, you know what I mean? And you know, Moore's that's out here that's putting in this work. And Kasir, the floor is yours, Moore. Islam.
Oh, Islam, go ahead. Let her rip, yourself.
Oh, it's Islam, boy. Islam. And I see boys in the chat saying if it would be uploaded, brother, that's the one you didn't want to miss right there. That's the one right there you didn't want to miss. It was a
right.
Where is she? What was it, like 6 hours? Moore's
yeah, it was 6 hours. Yeah, more 6 hours.
Just straight 6 hours. Yeah, amazing. It was a good day, man. It was a good day. Real quick, Brother Kaiser, can you explain the Mulan P? I would like to know, did you ever look up the translation of Mulan P? Like, what did that mean? What does it mean? And does the Mulan have anything to do with the Mulan the movie? If you had found any connection with that too? Islam.
Yeah, Islam, or so Mulan is an expression of Manchurian China when they were like Cathay and the Zhao dynasty, back in the 1000s. So 300 years before the Mongols supposedly came over to the Americas, they understood who the Moors were and everything, and what they called the Maghreb in different areas. So just like how the European has 3 separate Indias, being one is Abyssinia, which is Africa. That's one India. Another India is Hindustan, which comprised Hindustan all the way up to Mongol, which is the Mauryan. Then you have America as the third India Superior. So that same cosmogony, it comes from the Chinese when they designated what the 3 Maghrebs are. The Maghreb that comprised America was called Malan P. Gayo, the female land, the motherland. So Mulan is mother. P is land. Motherland.
Yeah.
But it means Maghreb though.
It means Maghreb. The Al Maghreb, the Al Aqsa.
And the so-called Hindustans, their Maghreb is called Maharaja.
Maharaja.
Mulan P. Maharaja and Al Maghreb Al Aqsa.
Yep.
So that Mulan, of course. Disney is a bunch of, oh my God, everything Disney does is like hiding our more science and like putting it back into Asiatic faces or modern day Arab faces. But when you look at old etymology dictionary, you probably got one from 1868 region. If you look up Arab, it says dark skinned person, any dark skinned person. So the same meaning of so-called Moor in certain etymologies today, that's what Arab used to mean. So we would all be Arabs right now, back in the day, because of how we look.
Real quick, because you spoke of the 3 Maghrebs in other languages, they speak of the 3 Maghrebs. Now I got a book from forgot the author's name. She wrote a book. It's called The United States and Morocco, 1776 to 1956, from Luella J. Hall. She talks about, it's the first time I ever seen it, and I've never seen it nowhere else, it being 3 Mauritanias. Now I was wondering if that has to do with it being 3 Maghrebs, because I was like, how the hell is there 3 Mauritanians? Like it was that was a crazy, because I couldn't find nothing to back what she was saying, but now you're saying what you're saying, I'm like, I'm hearing that again. That there is more than just this one Maghrib. You know, it spoke of in 3 different places.
As a matter of fact, more when we do it like this, remember how we be having those conversations about the word Morocco?
Yep.
So before Morocco even came in as a word in over there in the east, they had Mauritania, the Mauritania Tingitanis, which is the Mauritania tangerines, and the Mauritania Caesarensis, meaning the Mauritania of the Khazar, or the Mauritania of the Qasir. King's Mauritania or Caesar's Mauritania, opposed to the Tangerine Mauritania. So that's another ancient description of the northwest part of any part of the world. It would be called the Al Mauritania or the Al Maghrib before they had Morocco as a word. So that's really Mauritania. This is really Mauritania.
Absolutely. Yo, and you showed a map from a book. I don't know if you can pull that up or not, if you want to show it. But in that map, I wanted to know, where was that map from? Was that map from that same book you were showing in the beginning, from the Mulan P? Or I think I really want to know what the name of that book that you had showed in the beginning, and then you had showed a map. I was wondering, was that map from that book that you had showed right in the beginning during the time you was talking about Mulan?
Let me check back, because Mulan was like the first thing I touched on. Is in here somewhere. Here you go.
I ain't trying to mess nothing up, Grand Sheik. I'm sorry. I know you're not supposed to be showing the goods right now.
Boy, you straight, boy. You straight. We already went in on them.
There it is. Boom.
Islam Moors, I'm back. Got put out right quick. That was a while, but I'm back.
All right. So hold on. These maps.
Yep. That's the map right there. Explain that. And again, can you give us the title of that book?
This is the Harvard Journal of Asiatic Studies.
Yep. From Harvard.
Mulan P, a case for pre-Columbian transatlantic travel by Arab ships. Now remember, Arab doesn't mean Arabian. So now we see, if you turn your head to the side, Mercator's projection. So this is from Mercator map, sort of new. It says Western countries known to the Chinese in the early 13th century as recorded in Chu Fan Chi and identified by Hirth and Rockhill, Romanizations on the later work. So this is when they were seeing the so-called African region, which comprised the North African region, the Hindustani Peninsula, over into Southeast Asia, which is the Silk Road. If you watch the movie Dune, they talk about some chemical called the spice melange. That's actually coding the spice trade that follows the same regions of these names. So where did you get spice from, Moors?
From America.
See right here?
Morocco.
Now we talk about the 3 Indias, right?
Yep. Asia Minor. It's Asia Major, Asia Minor.
This whole thing is Indias. And then look, India, and then you have the East Indies, the broken off islands, right?
Yep.
Then you go over here to the northern Africa regions. That's another India. And then you have the third India over here.
Got him.
Got him. This is also called Prester John's land.
Prester John.
It's not one part. It's like 3 different lands. Prester John was also Genghis Khan's great grandfather. I'm starting to think Prester John was Mansa Musa.
Yep.
Because it's the same picture. Like when you see the picture of him holding the orb on a map, they got other pictures of some Asian king of Abyssinia guy that was dark skinned with a long beard and the crown. It's like, well, so who the hell was he? Putting his face all over maps. That was it had to be Mansa Musa. So
that explains Spanish Morocco too, which is a Mexim, you know what I mean? Which it was two empires running around too. You had Spanish, a Mexim, Morocco, and then you had Morocco in Africa. See what I'm saying too? So it was three Maghribs. So that's why we get it confused too, Morris, because they hide all this history from us.
So you see right here. Well, I'm going to start up here a little bit. The island of Canaanland, right? You know, the Canaanland Moors. It's a product of called Mulanpi, right? So they call that Mulanpi. See, this is a secret way of just identifying where the Moors are. Translated as Mulan. So the wood they would get from Canaanland, they called it Mulan bark. Moorish bark. Evidently, the bark of the kumbuk or the kumbak of the Sinhalese. This is coming. So this is the so-called African brethren. The Sinhalese called Martha Matam by the Tamils. Mulan translating the Tamil word Matam.
Right.
It is Pentaptera tomentosa. So that's the sort of wood that these people was getting. But look at this. Natural product. I suggest placing the country of Mulanpi in America, not only because of the geographical considerations, but because of its extremely strange natural products, aside from the several fruits and one vegetable added to the list by Cheo Jukua. Perhaps by way of exaggeration, there are three distinctive products: a large grain, a large gourd, and a strange sheep. Who the strange sheep? Is that a buffalo? Clearly, we cannot account for these as products of Morocco or southern Spain, as these countries do not yield such curious things unknown to other lands around the Mediterranean. Islam,
bro.
Talk to me about where America is and what Morocco is. Y'all want to know? It's a bitch in the face. Christian.
Telling you, they missed a good one yesterday, Moore. They missed a good one.
Yeah, they did, more like that whole rendition. They might not be able to look at it until next year. Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes, you know what I mean, Morris? Like
they don't. It's like Morris. They gotta get it. They have to get it. They gotta
get it. One more, brother Kaiser. I mean, I got a couple more, but if I can just add one more. You had went in on which one I want to have? The 1753 Royal Succession. Am I saying it right? I don't think I completely wrote the whole thing. I didn't.
Oh yeah. Oh dang, caught that jump. Royal Succession line, more.
Yeah, Royal Succession line. Yeah, the Ali and that part.
He's talking about the French, the
French protectorate. Yeah, because that's how we got usurped through the French and British. The French and British usurped.
Go in on that.
Yeah, they usurped our sovereignty. They made Morocco a protectorate. Then they turned it around with fake legislation from the European and hybrid Arabs and made a treaty, and then took this jurisdiction from us. That's why they had to relinquish the favorite nation clause, more, because they didn't want nobody to have any national status. You see what I'm saying? So they bottled it up into the little genie. You see what I'm saying? And took our flag and stored it away. That's exactly what they did.
So you're looking here. You see this. This is the America that we used to have, right? How it used to be set up. You got France and the French Quebecan province. So Cujo really from ancient Gaul.
Yep.
See, that's the problem. We keep thinking Gaul is over there. It's too small to be over there. This is Gaul. This would be Gaul, and this is how when the Mississippi culture mixed in with the ones who, or not mixed in, but mixed cultures with the ones coming from up here, you get the Gall Geechee or the Gall Kitchi. The Gall Geechee becomes Gullah Geechee.
Gullah Geechee.
So that's this. And then Louisiana, you already know Washita. You get the Washita and the French. I mean, the Spanish was with the Washita this time. Spanish, there's no such thing.
Right.
That's Louisiana. King Louis the 13th.
King Louis the 13th.
Was running
like Louis Vuitton. Y'all love Louis Vuitton.
Then you got West Florida, which is also part of Spain back then. East Florida, which is also part of Spain back then, and a little bit of Georgia. They got Georgia with as part of the British Kingdom. So when you see those dirty Moors talking about this is the English Empire, this is England, King England, and we're the Dukes of Hazzard and all that crap. That's what they were doing on this part right here. The 13, they were playing that king game. The same shit that you see them dirty Moors doing. It was with nature of that.
Yep. Then what's his name? Call his name out more because Clifford, yes, Mr. Clifford. Dog. Yeah, the Red Dog Cliff. He's playing these clue games.
Could have been copper color. This nigga turned himself backwards, became a red dog.
Right.
Okay. Well, here you go. More Spanish territory, Indian Reserve, British territories, 13 colonies. See? British colonies right down here is with British. Remember the Yamasee Wars? They had the British with them and the Moorish flag. It's a different set of British. Look at the color.
Yep.
And then the 13 colonies, these are the immigrants, the ones that came in from the other parts, which was like really up in Greenland. But so the key to this more is that the Moors organized the associates along this line. So if they was to cross the line, which they were crying about in 1776, the British would unleash the forces of them on them. Now, when they say British back then, they talking about black Moors.
Yep.
You want to cross that line and go get your business on? All right, we'll cross the line. Then they got the Indians all up here on the border,
ready to scalp you.
It was a problem for 20 years because when the Moors came through, we got the Indians off of their head, and that's what the Indians be pissed about because we helped not the British, but the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the French. We helped get the Indians, get them off their head. Now this is the crazy part. The Indians were doing wicked, weird deals with them, and taking on their religions and stuff. So we was like, all right, well, after then, you're breaking Moorish code or the code of peace and treaty. I mean, the peace and friendship, which is Islamism, right?
Yep.
You breaking Guyana Shagwa, so how come I can't break your neck? And that's what happened. And everybody complains about it, but they're not going to say the part that their ancestors did to get them in that mess. My ancestors in Georgia got their land, so somebody we wasn't.
And that's what they did. They exchanged they started exchanging the wealth. They started cutting us out, Jim Crowism, segregation, certain things like that, because Moors wasn't going through certain aspects of slavery like that now. You know what I mean? Like, we've been through a lot of hardships. Yes, we have been slaved, probably certain parts here and there, but just like the just of certain things that these people be trying to play on our people psyche as far as playing the victim and act like you didn't have no slaves. Yes, you did. You were the plantation owner. Okay? So let's just stop all this playing the victim games. Yeah, Moors didn't cut people's hands off. Okay? But King Leopold did it too. All right? As a matter of fact, he used your Moors to do it. Okay? That didn't know themselves. Just like they're using Moors now to do things right now to each other now because they didn't know themselves. That's why Allah, the Almighty, sent us a prophet down here. Okay? Because we do need the noble. Yes, we did. Because you can look at it for right now. Look at it. Look what's going on now. We would probably
that whole slavery thing was crazy.
Yeah.
But hey, you guys, I was telling the Grand Sheik real quick. You guys when the last time you guys seen the first Robin Hood with what's his name?
Kevin Costner, more favorite.
Kevin Costner in it.
I watched that movie with this mindset now 2-3 days ago. Oh my goodness.
My God.
Oh, that movie right there. They'll show you how more that race concept. We just live in that corny era now. That's just around now. That's so new. That's last week. We just live in that now. The way Moors had slavery then, they didn't care what they looked like. It was getting locked up. Any disrespect, any type of disrespect, but especially a so-called Christian, they was in the Robin Hood joint. But they're showing you because Morgan Freeman was about to get killed too. But I didn't know that Morgan Freeman was going to get killed in the dungeons because he had fell in love with the Emperor's daughter. Mm-hmm. See that? I forgot all about that. I said, "Oh, yeah, he was going to kill you." I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "No," because I couldn't. I'm like, "Why is he in there with them Christians?" Remember, I just said that modern race concept is so new but it's still indoctrinated in me. Because first thing I'm thinking is, we're all Moors. We shouldn't be in there. And it's like, brother, that is not that's French Bloc Bonheur, Frenchman Booming Block. That's not what's going on here. He was being disrespectful and fell in love with my daughter, and that's not how this goes. That's not how this goes. It's supposed to be ranked. They had the ranks and everything, but to see how important they showed the whole historical concept of the Moors inventing. They show Morgan Freeman inventing the gunpowder. Right at the end of the movie, they show you when Robin Hood went in there and started shooting fire at the barrels and everything started exploding. Morgan Freeman had invented the gunpowder in the woods. He was stirring up black powder, and it had blew up in front of everybody, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" And when he started shooting them arrows and everything started exploding, if you remember, the king's face was like, "What the hell was that?" Because they've never seen explosion. They're showing us right there, the Moors invented gunpowder. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." There's Morgan Freeman giving birth to the Christian people in the woods. That whole scene is amazing. Like, they dismissed that because look what I'm saying. The pastor, Robin Hood and them had a pastor. The European girl, Christian, was giving birth. She was about to have a baby. Morgan Freeman come in there and said, the baby hasn't turned yet. If she tries to have the baby, she's gonna die and the baby. And the friar, the pastor's there, standing there like, yo, he's ready to do his Hail Marys, throw the oil, pray over her and stuff like that. And he's looking at Robin, telling Robin, you're gonna let this barbarian, this is gonna be on your hands, because Morgan Freeman, his thing is now, I must perform a C-section, but he's not saying it like that. But that's what we look at it now. He's doing the first C-section, and they've never witnessed this. So the Moors, again, inventing the C-section, he's showing us right in the. I'm like, dang, son, like the Moors invented the C-section. Yes, we invented the C-section. Like, show it right in the movie. And
let the Moor
say that again.
Let the Moor fix them.
Yo, that's the part, because Robin Hood, everybody's in the room like, yo, we got to make a move. The lady's crying, the husband's there. He's like, yo, my wife's about to die. What about my child? And Robin Hood looks at the pastor. He said, well, friar, I think it's time for us to let the Moor make the decision. Like, do it. Like, let the Moor do it. Says it just like that. Well, friar, I think we should let the Moor do it. And Morgan Freeman, and then the lady who's about to give birth, the Christian lady who's about to give birth, she looks at the husband like, yeah, that's what I want to do. Like, yes, let the Moor do it. And then the Moor had the end of the movie is crazy though, because that same friar, he ends up attacking the Pope. He kills the Pope in Robin Hood. Yeah. He kills the Pope. and goes in there, kicks the door down, and starts yelling at him, you lied about them. You said that they were a barbaric people. You said they did sorcery and witchcraft.
Yeah,
Yo,
remember, too. That was because
he killed the Pope on behalf of the Moors, and I was like,
because his son was birthed. More like you telling lies, and you about to make me murder this man. You see what I'm saying? And if I would have murdered this man, my child, I will be in so much grief right now listening to your punk ass. So guess what? I'm finna chop your neck off. Somebody's gonna pay. You're gonna pay penance. That's what's gonna go down. Oh yeah, Morris, have y'all seen that movie? Elmo.
Drove about with the gold. Got the best memory.
Elmore. It was called Elmo McBride. Oh no. It was with Samuel L. Jackson in it. It was called Elmo Elroy or something like that. Yeah, McElroy. That's what it was called. Y'all seen that one yet?
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, Samuel plays as a Moor, okay, a Scottish Moor, okay, with Scottish right Moor, with the Scottish kilt on Moor. I didn't even know that Moor. When I would, you know how like the deer get caught in the headlights and he just pauses. You see what I'm saying? Well, I was that deer when that movie came on because I didn't even know that Samuel L. Jackson put out a movie like that. It was called 51 states or something. But it came on regular you know what I mean, cable TV or whatever, on I think it was Stars or something like that. And I didn't even get to catch the whole movie more, but it was good. I caught like half of the movie. And you know what I mean, it was good. It was amazing to me. You see what I'm saying? So like it's movies out there, but we got to get them more. It's like it's they talk about us in these movies and these TV shows, just like hanging with Mr. Cooper episode with That's So Raven in it. You know what I mean? They all dressed up with fezzes and turbans on, more like Egyptian turban at that guard.
Formula 51 is the name of the movie.
Yeah, Formula 51. I knew you was gonna get it there, more. Formula 51.
I forgot.
For every more, you need to check that movie out right there, Morris. Formula 51. That's what it is. That's what it is, more.
Wow. Oh yeah, but go the whole story of Robin Hood, talking about the Saracens and teaching the Templars how to do magic, basically.
That's the link.
How to heal the
green sheet. You can play the link if you want, because I know Brother Kaiser's about to go in on the Robin Hood joint, but that's the link. It plays the scene with the birth scene. If more is what it's seen, that's the link right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Brother Kaiser. You was talking about Robin Hood.
Oh yeah. Hold on, let me get to it. So you got the Saracens. Let me go up to the top. You got the Saracens and this old symbol right here. Everybody, all the Christians scared of this one. You start doing it, the 5-pointed star upside down. The devil. Oh, this shit. They start naming Europeans.
The devil.
That's
my. They be like, ever since Levi. They be like, what's his other name? What's the other one? The one they all scared of. Oh, Aleister Crowley. Like, bro, these are men. What are you scared of?
Right.
Anyway, let's see where these men got this stuff. Baphomet, deity, allegedly worshipped by the damn Templars. Let's see where they got it from. They don't even need to do much. Here it goes right here. See people getting burnt, right? Let's see what was happening. When the medieval order of the Knights Templar was suppressed by King Philip IV in France, Friday the 13th, October 1307, Philip had many French Templars simultaneously arrested and tortured into confessions. Over 100 different charges had been leveled against the Templars, including heresy, homosexual relations, you damn Templars, spitting and urinating on the cross, and sodomy. Sick. Most of them were dubious, as they were the same charges that were leveled against the Cathars, and many of King Philip's enemies he had earlier kidnapped Pope Boniface the Eighth and charged him with nearly identical offenses. Pope. Yet Malcolm Barber observes that historians find it difficult to accept an affair of such enormity rests upon total fabrication.
Yeah.
And these acts were indeed intended to simulate some kind of humiliation and torture that a crusader might be subjected to if captured by a Saracen. In other words, these are not like totally things that they were actually doing, homosexuality. They were torturing them like the same way they would torture people that would do homosexuality as a ritual to prepare if they got captured by Saracens.
Right.
Mind only, and not with the heart. So basically, separate your body from your mind, and you don't even feel nothing when you get tortured. Similarly, Michael Hagg suggested that the simulated worship of Baphomet did indeed form a part of Templar initiation rites. Now, this is where it gets sort of funny, because if the Templars were supposedly under the Catholic Church, why are they dealing with the Templars with this guy? Now, here we go. The name Baphomet comes up several times in these confessions. Peter Partner states in the book 1787, Knights Templar and their myth. In the trial of the Templars, one of their main charges was their supposed worship of a heathen idol head known as Baphomet. Baphomet equals Muhammad. The description of the object changed from confession to confession. Some Templars denied any knowledge of it. Others, under torture, described it as being either a severed head of a cat or a head with three faces. Sounds like Hindustani. Sounds like Hindustan to me. Templar did present silver gilt heads as reliquaries. So here it is. Described it as a wooden head on the figure of Baphomet was painted and adds that he worshipped it by kissing its feet and exclaimed Yallah, which was, he adds, verbum Saracenorum, a word taken from the Saracens. Literally, verbum Saracenorum is the word and action of the Saracens. A Templar of Florence declared that in the secret chapters of the order, one brother said that to another, showing the idol, adorn this head. This is the head of your God and your Muhammad. Mahmoud. So you see down here, they go into the etymology. They go into different things that you can relate this Baphomet to, because they don't really give you a description. They're talking about, animal heads and all this stuff and all the spirituality, but what does it really mean? The Baphomet has diverse etymologies. The three phenomena that constitute the denomination are also said to signify in coded fashion: Basilius, Philosophorum, and Metallurgicum. The sovereign of metallurgical philosophers, that is, of the alchemical laboratories that were supposedly established in various chapters of the temple. The androgynous nature of the figure apparently goes back to the Adam Kadmon of the Chaldeans. Adam Kadmon, going to Adam Kadmon, in Kabbalah, Adam Kadmon, primordial man, also called Adam Elion, most high man, Adam Laha, Adam Ilah, Adam Allah, supreme man, sometimes abbreviated as AQ. Answer question. Is the first of four worlds that came into being after the contradiction of God's infinite light, the light, white, remember? Adam Kadmon, not from the same physical Adam High Razan, that guy. This is this higher self, the spiritual light or divine entity that formed what Adam became, right? In Loranic Kabbalah, the description of Adam Kadmon is anthropomorphic. Nonetheless, Adam Kadmon is divine light without vessels, i.e. pure potential. In the human psyche, Adam Kadmon corresponds to the Yeshida, the collective essence of the soul, light, white, pure, ruler of the land, Adam Kadmon or Baphomet. Basilius, Philosophorum, Metallurgicum, Islam.
Islam, man.
Oh yeah. And they symbolize it in America as this. The god El. The grandfather.
The grandfather, okay.
The ma'am.
Yeah.
Grandfather.
The manfather.
Hey, yes, ma'am. You saying great grandfather. What are we talking about? It always goes back to the mother. God El, the El haplogroup. God El, classification of the codical gods and one of the major pre-Spanish Maya deities. So this is before Aztec. This is before Spanish, before Moorish. This is American old cosmogony of what you would call Gnosticism. Silent G. They put it in Masonry.
Yep, Gnosticism.
Characterized by his high age or higher self.
Higher self.
Higher man. He is one of the Mam, Godfather deities. Grandfather deities, my fault. More specifically, he is evinces jaguar traits. Nahu Ali. Traits particularly the ear, a broad, featherly, headed, topped by an owl. Moors says on El, in ancient time, before you was even thought of as man, this existed. And the jaguar mantle, or a cape with a pattern somewhat resembling that of an armadillo shell. I thought they said that was African. No armadillos in Africa.
They're gonna say, they're gonna say that's why it's a whole turtle gang and all this, that, and the third, because armadillo gang and all this. Yeah, it's semantics more, you know what I mean? But they'll say it's semantics, right? But we are Semitic people, so what they do is use our stuff against us. They'll use our more science against us, okay? Because these people don't know this stuff like we knew it ourselves and practice it ourselves. So they had to suppress us from the knowledge, okay? Burn books, all right? And then take that same knowledge that we were using and use it against us.
The main sign of God El's name glyph in the Dresden Codex consists of a head of an aged man painted black. Yusuf said the word black is really Moor. So let's read that over. The main sign of the God El's name glyph in the Dresden Codex consists of a head of an aged man painted Moorish.
Right.
Attributes and scene of God El are indicative of at least three main functions. Remember the three heads on the Baphomet?
Yep.
Wealth. Reoccurring attributes are a bundle of merchandise and a walking stick. The Fool card, Moors and Tarot.
Yeah, the Tarot.
The floating ends of L's cloth can be shown footsteps, again, pointing to the traveling merchants, the Moors, travelers, right? In ancient time, wealth. And in the further function of God El, the Maya merchants should perhaps be compared to Aztec Nahuatomaca. Mecca again, Moors?
Yeah.
What? They call them Poteca. Well, the ancients call them Mecca. And notice how they are distinguishing between Mayan and Aztec. The Maya merchant should perhaps be compared to Aztec Nahuatomeca. Warriors disguised as merchants. Moors? Ain't that the Moorish way? We merchants come with I got my war. I'm carrying my war brigade with me too.
Right.
Make me have to unload one of these elephants. The wealth of the god El has been suggested to refer to specifically of the cocoa orchards of the Gulf Coast. The Casacala. There it is. Casacala, Casacala. The God El is associated with the maize stalks and cocoa trees. God El wealth seems to include women as well. Women.
Right.
All day.
Salty
On the
Adams.
Princeton vase, God El surrounded by 5 young women, whereas the Dresden Codex, he holds young women goddess Eye. The Eye more with the
The
maid
eye of,
sign.
yep, the eye of Heru.
Princeton vase, 5 mothers around the Moor. Do we get to see that? Oh, here we go. Yes. 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 Big Moor. Mothers around the Moor. Oh, Moor. Moor. Oh, shit. Oh, Moors. You Matrix? Y'all Matrixed out yet? I got y'all. Follow the white rabbit. Follow the white rabbit, Moors.
Yep.
Follow the white rabbit.
Following him.
You know what? Every time, Moors. What is the rabbit doing on the codexes, Moors?
Right.
This is Wonderland. This is Alice Wonderland. You got to
So
go with the Mayas. Look at the mothers. Mother, may I. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Around the goddamn 5th sun. How many times we got to show y'all the same cosmogony in different times?
Yep. Mother, may I please get another servant?
Dashing the head of a prisoner.
Yes.
Playing the game.
Yep. Mother, may I please get me some more peas?
So we keep going with this whole God El, the wealth, and so God El. So we already seen the cosmogony right here, the 5 mothers, right? Around the 5th sun, right? Magic, shamanism. Somebody told us, do we know magic? We didn't even know where to go to get the magic from, is what he's talking about. The cigar, which, see, Morris, I'm about to bring y'all into the L.
Yep. Just gonna do it.
You think you're just speaking coded and slang? No, that's ancient. The cigar, which more often than not is smoked by God El.
Yep.
That's
why they always talk about, you got an L, yo. Yo, let me get an L, yo. You got an L, yo.
Apotropaic magic.
Yeah.
Apotropaic. A pot. More pot.
Yeah, more. Of course.
Apotropaic.
Yeah.
So where are we going with this Greek form? To ward off. So you smoke to ward off the evil spirits.
Hey, go back up for a sec to that picture right there. I saw that was the prophet up there standing on the thing on the screen.
Oh, it is though. It is.
Yeah.
Hands up, Morris. Hands up.
Yep. Spoiler alert.
Look, more. That's his. Oh, his crown. His crown. Remember?
Yep. That's the other shoe. It's upside down, Morris. Like that's the feather that's coming out. That's the feather that's coming out of this turban.
The crescent moon, Morris. The mother in the form of the horn of the bull with the green love or Venus nature growing out of it. The green shimmered in black. Oh, these really are all green. It's just so dark. It looks black.
Yeah.
Here we go again with the Moorish magic. Headdress. Here go the other one.
All day.
All day. What's this?
He's standing on the square, Moor.
What's this in the corner?
Oh, hold on. What's in the corner? Let me see what's in that corner right there. Ain't that an M? A plus M, then plus B, then what is that right there? That's a 40.
You see this little? It looks like a stick, right?
Yeah. That's a horn, Moor. You talking about that horn?
The snake.
The snake horn?
It's a snake, and it's not even supposed to be. It's a broken stick, but it's formed here. Oh my gosh.
Right.
The tree of life we looking at after we pulled up Adam Cadman. Ancient language that y'all don't know about. This is ancient American language, cuneiform, damn Arabic. This is ancient Nahuatl.
Okay.
Predating Nahuatl though, because I ain't even going front like I know what that language is.
Right.
The hell? Anthropotropic. Anthropotropic. Let me. I wanted to go back in because this is the higher science, right?
Yep.
Protective magic, Moors, is a type of magic intended to turn away harm or evil. So the evil
Hold on
eye.
for a minute more. Hold on. Remember, you said protector, right? Protector magic, right? I used to go to when I was in New York, I had this mother, right? She was from the Dominican Republic. She used to do my Santa Maria beads, okay? She used to do spiritual rituals because she was the only one practicing. Like it wasn't a lot of like Moabites practicing, which you know what I mean, the protectionism through the beads. You see what I'm saying? So I used to go to her. Like I only went to her. You know what I mean? And she used to do my my protectorary spiritual beads. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I had to interject. You go ahead now, more.
We go to pre-Kemet with this. So when you bring up Santeria, we can go pre-Kemet with this magic they call Heka. Now, what is Heka? They all talk crap, but what is it?
Right.
It's before duality.
Hekasia, look that up.
So I'll spell it the same way.
Yeah, Heka, and then the next word SIA.
Because they want to. This is before duality.
Right.
So this is the oneness that everybody be searching for. Getting the pharaoh to the afterlife.
The life. Look at that. Sex and magic, y'all. There we go. Now we finna get into the justice thing.
Okay, we understand Heka. Because I wanted to get to the one that we just talked about. Heka. Right. Of course, you don't understand the language. Hekasia, Egypt. Like Sea and Hu, Heka was depicted as the god of his own right in the old kingdoms, and sometimes appeared as an illustrious illustrations of the funeral boat on the tomb walls. The gods Sai, Hu, and Heka were physical manifestations of the invisible powers that created the universe. Obatala. That's Obatala.
That's Obatala.
We call it Obatala, say
Obatala,
and all that, but it really is unnameable.
Okay.
Powers that emanated to create the universe. Understanding Heka was the key to comprehending the world.
Okay. And that's that right there, more that right there. Oh man, that's just crazy right there. Like to a point that how far we fell from our own ancient, you know what I mean, sciences, Morris. Like we fell. Like for real, we fell.
See Heka? Now look at Heka when it really was depicted.
Right.
Look at old Heka.
Oh, look at this, Morris. Look at the duality, Morris. He got the oh man, he got 4 arms. Like you see it? Yeah, like it's like he's a bird man. Morris.
Serpent on top with the sun.
Yeah.
With the intertwined horns, with the bigger serpent.
On top, his Kundalini rising is supreme. Look at his like it's like he's not even playing with you. And then he letting the phallus show too. Look, okay, hold it right there. Hold it right there. This right here is 4 corners of the world, right? You got the 4 corners of the world. Look at it. Then you have the cross. Then you have the swastika too. Look at it now, Morris. Look at it. It's all in the picture. It's all there. Then Kundalini is rising. Then he has a pyramid there, right? Pyramid from the Kundalini rising. The pyramid is upside down though. Look at it. Third eye is open. Okay. The serpent is rising. Kundalini. Okay. He's in activation. Okay. And he is the pillar. It's showing that he's the pillar too. Then he's standing on his square. Okay. Then we'll call that in GD. Right? And GD science, right? When you got one of your foot out, okay, that's letting you know that he's got a firm setting, and he's about to get ready to go into a what we'll call a more metaphysical stance, which creates divinity and physical all in one. You see what I'm saying? So his perception is like a God, like creator energy, to a point that he knows. Like it's no, you can't go up to him and trick him. Let's just say it like that. He knows.
So you got the god Heka, the god Ka, Heka, Ka.
Mm-hmm.
And then so wait, now watch this. Heka, Adam Kadmon or Adam Elah, Baphomet, and God El.
Yeah, Moor.
The owl, Moors, on the hat points the connection to the underworld.
Because the owl can see what? In the darkness, right? Okay.
Yeah. So the god El is also the god Owl, A-L.
Okay. Okay, Moor.
God El, Jaguar and Owl, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Attributes pointed to sorcery, violence, and warfare.
Right.
The other side. Qualities related to the post-class role as the personification of Venus. Right, from the underworld. You want Moors? It's in America, guys.
Yep.
North
look,
America,
the Maya Jaguar guards, Moor. The Maya Jaguar guards. That goes back to the what? Pantheon of the Aztecs.
That's that owl fire, the terror owl fire.
Yes, Moor. And then look, it's the correlation though. It says owl and L. It's both. That's the energy that's flowing. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
this is the L sitting with the maze god I.
Mm-hmm.
Again. The Jaguars. So do we understand how this works? Exchua, the god L, the god M, as the M will be put on the Moorish, cards. God M, merchant deity. God L is paralleled by another post-classic merchant god, the black god M.
And then look, Moor. Let's
paralleled by M.
Black Moors. Yeah. But look, Moor, what about the significance of the Jaguar? The Jaguar goes back to what? Black Panthers. Okay.
Yep. And we know in this codex, black means the original. White means like the newer.
The new semblance.
The 5 unlucky dangerous days. Now we're from the owl to the L. Right now we got the days.
Yep.
The Akantun stone shafts depicted in the Dresden Codex, which were venerated during the 5 unlucky dangerous days, the way of. But at the end of the year, they are draped with the mantle and footprint marked loincloth of God El every time.
Okay.
Hero twins. What do we know about this? More Chak. Remember the Moor who cracked the back open of the turtle?
Yeah, more Chak.
This is Chak.
Show the picture of Moor. Oh, look what he got in his mouth. Look what he got in his mouth. Let me see that. What that is?
The serpent.
The serpent. Okay.
Chak. This see blue skin Moors.
Right.
Asiatic looking Moors.
Mm-hmm.
These are the guys of old, turbaned up, fezzed up. God Chak. Now, what is it special about Chak? Rain deity. Chak strikes the clouds and produces thunder and rain. Shango.
Shango. Mm-hmm. Oh, Shango. Shango.
The red man Chak. So that's where that comes from. The red man. It's an ancient deity.
So 10 minutes, 2:50 right now. Going on 3 hours.
It's long, Morris.
10 more minutes on him.
Okay.
All right. Oh yeah. Well, shoot. I wanted to jump into this. I forgot about it. Hold up. There it is.
Who is truly our Savior as well as our Redeemer. And giving honor to all of the Moor officials, all the Moor staff, all of our members.
Get all that.
Yeah, rewind it again. Rewind it again, more. Make sure we get it. We got 7 minutes now.
Grant you, Joe Bradley, Solicitor General, Dear Mr. Bradley, this email is in response to yours of February 28, 2005, concerning your organization's interests and how its members are classified in the census. The authors of Management and Budget, not the U.S. Census Bureau, establishes the standard race categories used for all federal data collection.
So, y'all hear that? So wait, you sent the thing to see how y'all is classified on the census, and they sent you back a thing like, yeah, well, we don't classify race in the census. We classify race in the management and budget and the federal data collection.
Yep. That's just a trick. That's why I keep trying to tell people, like you run to these people, they're not talking about nationality, they're talking about naturalization. Okay, where they do that at? Are you foreign to your land? No, you're not. So why would you need to be naturalized? Huh? Why would you be naturalized? Please, why?
After the U.S. Census Bureau, so Budget and Management established the standard race categories used for all federal data collection. And there's a justice file that was instituted by the Single Wheel Brothers when they met certain generals back in the 40s, establishing how we are to be classified in the system.
Back in the 40s.
Okay, in the 40s, more talking about how they need to be classified in the census. Well, the census is not for you. Okay, the census, if we're gonna put a census out, that needs to be controlled by Moors. All right, it don't need to be controlled by no corporation. Nobody in the corporation need to be controlling no census on Moors. Period. Done. Quit. Forget about it. But it was these same Moors, right, that you just put up here. Okay, pushing that. They pushing naturalization. They pushing you registering to a census. That will leave you wide open for all your sovereignty and all your rights to be manipulated. Okay, because that's another way of them being a protectorate for you, and then they'll say they usurping your jurisdiction and they usurping your sovereignty to give you the provisions of protection, right? Lies. But these are the people that's in the seats and that they calling Supreme Grand Sheik and stuff. More, go ahead. We ain't got that much time. Islam.
Oh yeah, Islam. No, I was just showing who these people were as far as when it come to establishing stuff in the 40s and all that. Just trying to find the actual the genre.
Yeah, and if they establishing stuff in the 40s and all this, that, and the third, then our prophet got chased around by dirty Moors that usurped them and put his stuff on. See, one thing about me, I don't forget what these dirty Moors then did to the prophet. Like, y'all try to act like y'all put him in so much of a high regard and put him all in good stands and all this, that, and the third, but y'all forget that y'all put the prophet's stuff out on the street. Y'all forget that y'all chase the prophet around with a knife. So if you try to chase me around with a knife, right, I have all right by Allah to murder you. I'm not even murdering you. I'm going to kill you right in front of everybody. It ain't no murder. It's not murder. That's defense.
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, more. Yes,
okay.
More.
Incorporated, right?
Yes, more.
Original jurisdiction, Springfield, Illinois, right?
Yes, more.
What they doing out here in Washington, D.C., Southeast?
The same junk, more. The same junk. Incorporation. 501c3s. Church. Singing Noble Drew Ali hymns. Ain't teaching the children nothing.
Here it is.
There you go. Why I got to be a foreign nonprofit? Why I can't just be nonprofit? Why I got to be foreign?
Updated in 2013. Don't talk to me about what y'all are here doing. It never been right.
See? But that's what I keep trying to tell people. How are you going to be foreign in your own land? How? They the ones that are the foreigners.
Say that again. Say that again.
How are you going to be foreign in your own land? They are the foreigners. Period. What made you who you are is because you have duality. Just like you have your higher self and you have your lower self. A new nation don't have duality. They have whatever the privileges we give them.
Reservation of rights?
Right.
Can you reserve your rights, please, Governor? Grand Governor of Pennsylvania for the Moor Science Temple of America. Can you reserve your rights, please?
He's not reserving them. He's not gonna reserve them because he's a part of the corporation. Because if he reserve his rights, the whole tree will get chopped down. That's what George is doing. He's spitting on his hands, right? You know, and then he picking up the wooden hammer, the axe, and he's chopping down the cherry tree. More. That's what they doing.
Bastardizing.
They bastardizing our stuff. They chopping it. They are the George Washingtons right now. Every time a Moor stick his flag down, here they come, chopping it down. No, buddy. No. We gotta understand that for us to rise, we all gotta be on the same accord, Morris. For real.
This said corporation is organized exclusively for charitable, religious, educational, scientific purposes, including such purposes making the distribution of organizations qualify, exempt under the
501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code or the corresponding, huh?
How dare you put the great prophet of Ali in America on here with this 501c3 crap?
Crappy. Hey, Moore, that's crappy Patty.
No, these Moors are disgusting. These Moors are disgusting.
You can't speak no more, mister.
Right. This is for the record, Morris. Don't listen to him. Put that old Moore in the back. You know what I mean? We ain't say jump on him and beat him up. Just put him in the back, Moore. Just like the prophet said. Show his picture again, Noble. Show his picture again. Put his picture. Yeah, put him back up there. Put him back up there. One more time. Put him back up there.
Dirty scoundrel face.
Put his scoundrel self back up there. Put him back up there.
Just put him in the trunk. It's all good.
Yeah. Don't even put him all the way in the back. Just put him in the trunk. Yeah, Morris. Yeah, put him in the trunk. Put this guy in the trunk.
Yeah. And here you go up here.
Mm-hmm.
Around. Snaggletooth Bay.
Look at him. Look at him, Morris. Y'all. Yeah, look at him, Morris. That's the Moor you put in the back. Like Grand Sheik said, put him in the trunk. Don't let him be in the front. He can't get shotgun. No shotgun for him. Sorry.
If she end up shooting you if you put him in
shotgun. If you give him the shotgun, that's what I'm saying. No shotgun for him. Just like Grand Sheik said, put him in the trunk. Because that's where he got to go. With this craziness. And you should know better. You an elder. You should know better.
He started to try to implement what his he started to try to implement. You see right here what he's doing.
Morris American National Republic.com.
Any of the black racial groups of Africa.
What?
What are you talking? What are you talking? More.
He said white means the people. Oh, no, I think he was reading black or whatever. I think it was read black. Oh, there it goes. That was.
Yeah, there you go.
The guidelines, it is so that you can be classified in the white category. So the paper.
After reviewing your documentation in the guidelines, it is felt that you can be classified as white.
Through tribal affiliation or community recognition, that you can be classified in the white category. So the paperwork wasn't valid, it wasn't official. There's no way in the world they would have came back with this decision.
You told them you're from North Africa.
Africa, yeah, and then y'all got down there. Y'all look, this is what you telling these people. You telling these people you from North Africa, right? And you saying you're a foreign national. How? How?
Contact Miss Rowe to complete the appropriate documentation to change your race to white. When did the prophet tell you to do it? Oh my God!
What they're going on. Don't forget what they're going on is
budget.
They're going on the 13th Amendment, 20 sections that the Africans can't be citizens
of the United States
of U.S. But but in order for them to be that, they're gonna go fill out the amnesty pardon from Lincoln, naturalize, and be able to be citizens.
No more. That's bull crap. I got something for him on that. Look, I got it right now. Article 13, contents, right? It says the text of Article 13, introductory, right? No. Article 13, 1A, with regard to the promotion of international cooperation in the political field, with regard to the encouragement of the progressive development of international law and its codification. Wait a minute. So you're saying that you need to go through naturalization? No. You already international. You already a national. It's supposed to be a League of Nations already set up. We can hold these Europeans for treason because they took the League of Nations down and put a corporation in the United Nations in its place. Okay? We already been doing international law here. Been doing it. But when the organic constitution was traded for the usurpation, the coup of the 1829 constitution, that's when everything went haywire. Okay? Now let's keep reading, Morris, because let me hurry up. Now it says Article 13(1)(b) and 2, the tabulation of studies initiated by the General Assembly under Article 13. Okay. Text of Article 13: the General Assembly shall initiate studies and make recommendations, okay, for the purpose of promoting international cooperation in the political field and encouraging the progressive development of international law and its codification, promoting international cooperation in the economic, social, cultural, educational, and health fields, and assisting in the realization of human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction as to race, sex, language, or religion. The further responsibility, functions, and the powers of the General Assembly with respect to matters mentioned in paragraph 1B above are set forth in chapter 9 and 10. Article 13, 1. Article 13 contains provisions on the initiation of studies and the making of recommendations by the General Assembly concerning international cooperation in the political, legal, economic, and social fields according as the repertory and its supplements notes 1 and 2. The article is treated in 3 separate studies. The first, containing only a note, deals with the initiation of studies and the recommendations made by the General Assembly. for the purpose of promoting international cooperation in the political field under paragraph 1A. The second deals with the part of paragraph 1A on the initiation of studies and recommendations made by the General Assembly to encourage the progressive development of international law and its codification. The third deals with the initiation of studies and recommendations made by the General Assembly to promote international cooperation in the economic, social, cultural, educational, and health fields, and to assist in the realization of human rights and fundamental freedoms. During the period under the review, the close relation between the various fields of international cooperation envisaged in Article 13 was reflected in the General Assembly resolutions by which a number of studies were initiated. Thus, studies called for the progressive development of international law and its codification covered subjects as the principles of international law concerning friendly relations and cooperations among states, including pacific settlements of disputes and non-intervention and peaceful uses of outer space. Some of the economic and social studies requested by the General Assembly also emphasizes the interrelation between international cooperation in the economic and social fields and the political legal fields. Okay? But nobody is talking about international law.
It's all a game. It's all a game.
See what I'm saying, Morris?
Did they put upon people?
Yeah.
Like, you know, to classify people based off of colors that nobody is. And so you'll never know what it means, because there's dark-skinned people that was listed as pale or white. And then so when you look at go right here.
Mm-hmm.
Her wealth in 1913, the Oklahoma legislature made an effort to have her declared white, allowing Rector to reap the benefits of her elevated social standing as such first class, riding first class on trains. 1913. Right. That's not her real picture, but you already get the picture.
Yeah, we get it. We get it more.
Moabite.
Yeah, she's a Moabite. That's right.
She's a Moabite. So what the hell? They got to call her white based off how much fiat she was bringing in off of them hitting a damn oil rig on her land.
Yeah, Moor, and that's what I was saying before. Moors had a caste system because we had slaves. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Moors had a caste system because we had slaves. We were the masters. Okay, so if we got people working up under us, right, we had to have them in a category. Okay, because they didn't have no last name like that. They took on ours. All right. When people want to sit up here and try to talk crazy, I know this. I know this for a fact because I do research all the time, and I'm making the connections. Okay, and I'm using discernment that we had slaves, Slavs, plantations, full of them. Okay, that's how they was married to get back and forth over here anyway. Okay, because we was doing business with the Brutish Moors. They had 13 colonies over here in our land.
When Ken Bay put his documents and Uriel Bay put their documents in Library of Congress, it's a section in there that asks them the application, where are you from? They wrote on there the continental United States. It asked them what their ethnicity was. They said Moorish American.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no black, ain't no white. They said Moorish American.
It's American. That's what it said. We got treaties. It's called the Lenape Moors Treaty. Okay? You got treaties with these people. And they want to sit up here and talk crazy, talking about you need to go do some naturalization? Huh? Who aren't we supposed to be natural already?
Isn't white for foreigners?
No more. White was for us. White was for ours. It wasn't for a foreigner because he didn't have no status. He didn't have no claim. He didn't have no right. He didn't have no heirship. So this is yes. So that
foreigner, not pale guy.
Yeah, then you had a dark skin. Yeah, you had a dark skinned foreigner too. That's right, Moor.
We was already. I mean, that's for the people coming in here to get treated like us. The
right. Right.
Give him the status now. Get him treated like the privilege.
The privileges, yes, Moor. There we go. Let's get into it now.
They have to have a white or black in order for them to get treated or adopt our natural way.
Yep. That's why it's called naturalization, because they have to be naturalized into our system of living. Because we already have this stuff set up already. We was already doing this already. So when we bringing them in, we're bringing them into a new culture, a new civilization. Okay? So you have to come in through naturalization. Not us. We are the nobles. We don't need. Yeah, Moors don't need that.
No, I'm saying, think about, we're here, right, as American Moors. Think about foreign Moors, like dark skin Moors. They had nationality. Come into this land. What are they classified?
White. They classified as white.
That's what we're saying. Not us.
Not us.
We keep trying to tie on to the things that we're using for the foreign people with nationality.
Right.
Noble Dryly boarded something already that was distinct for us to have our nationality. It wasn't all the white. That's what the corporations and all the other things made to have addressing it like Moors. Noble Dryly brought us back everything we needed.
And then he said, and then what he say, Moor? What he say, Moor? What the prophet said? Take it and save yourself. Then you turn around and you save others. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the gist of it. Know this stuff, because these people that's holding these positions, right? That's calling themselves super grand sheik, all right? They know this stuff. You don't.
Mustafa,
you don't know this. The new Moors that's coming in, they don't know this stuff. See what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying, Moor. It's not for you. You know this.
And then look, so when the little mother got all that money, them calling her pale or white, I keep saying pale, but them calling her white would be symbolized as, oh, she not from here. That's why she got all that money.
Right. People, they out of whack. More like we need to. That's why we need to just keep demonstrating, because they out of whack.
Because it's like we can't fall into the color games that was created 1871, post 1871.
Right.
To like try to get a grasp of what's going on now. It'd be better for us to just go way before any of them came to set up their government like that.
And start studying from that point. Yeah.
Well, not wrong. It just made it confusing now, because don't nobody really know how to tie themselves back to what was royal about it. Everybody lost their royal sense of self. Along goes the spirituality. People, Christians and the rappers and stuff now. I got a rap religion. Like what?
Right, rap religion and all this, that, and that.
Bag. I don't know what that means.
Right. The bag is a mirage, Morris. Like your bag is already, you got it already, but you gotta find it though. That's just like the buried treasure, right? Your buried treasure is within your studies. Okay. That's where your genie is at. Okay. He'll grant you 3 wishes, but you got to open him up. All right. It's through consciousness, in which consciousness is within your dwelling, within inside. That's what the prophet said. Study thyself. Okay. If you're not studying thyself, then how are you going to know yourself? How? But you run around here calling yourself crayons and stuff. Why? Because it's too hard to be a Moor. That's what it is. Don't put it on Moors like, oh, y'all selling me these packages, you put me in jail. Don't put it on Moors, because you're supposed to be competent enough to know what you're reading. And if I don't know you know what, Moors, let me put this in here and I'm gonna yield the floor. Right? I remember back in the days, right? I was young. I didn't know, how the big crowd, the big guys, what they was doing. You know what I mean? So what I used to do before I participated? I used to watch. I used to look, and I used to, get studies. I ask questions. You see what I'm saying? And then when I was ready to try what the older crowd was doing, then I attempted it. I didn't just jump right into doing what they was doing, because I didn't know what that was doing. You see what I'm saying? I watched them first, and then, once I got the gist of it, and I felt like I'm competent enough to try it, then I tried it. And then if I failed, I failed. But at least I got experience out of that failure. So next time when I do jump back into it, I will do better next time. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say more. It's like we have to look within. We can't look for these Europeans to save us. Okay? That's just out of the question. So we need to stop acting like children and start acting like more like adults and scholars around here. And I'm gonna yield the floor with that in Islam, Morris.
I'll close out on it. More is just return back to basics. Like it ain't really that hard. Remember to get your diet in order again. Like you know, stop eating so much cheese and milk or whatever. If you're still on that crave, definitely stop the meat. Get some fruits and vegetables. It tastes good after a while. Get your taste buds.
After you start getting yourself down packed with it, you know what I mean? Your religion will be that. Your religion will be not eating cheese and drinking milk. Your religion will be not eating meat. Your religion will be studying every day. Your religion will be taking care of your children and your empress. Your religion will be doing what Moor is supposed to do, upright, being pure and clean, like the prophet told us and instructed us to do.
And I'll say, after you know, with the eating, just don't stop trying to be yourself and just be it, because this stuff ain't really hard, but the trying is impossible. So that's hard. It's hard to try to be a Moor. Just be a Moor. We're born this, and a lot of us got to come into the memories of it. Some of us were lucky enough to have parents that were Moors, so it wasn't really that hard to find where you were going to go in your path. But all in the same, I would say more is just get back to self. It was a heavy class yesterday. It's going to be spoken about, I know, for hopefully a year. But in that, we should start manifesting some of our own glory as far as, you know, activity and getting these people where they need to be, getting ourselves where we need to be. And that's basically all we need right now. Honest to the prophet. Honest to Allah.
Honest to him. Honest to him. Honest to my Moors on this panel right here, yo. Like, and honest to all Moors that's in the chat right now, and honest to the mothers. I love you mothers, because without you mothers, I wouldn't be here. I do everything for the mothers. Okay? And I'm gonna say Islam to that. And anything else, Moors, y'all want to say before we get up out of here?
I say shout out to Al Young Future. I was like, dang, what does in my bag even mean? And here go to Moor. Bag is also a synonym with bag. Bagger. Stay Lord. Stay Lord. Becky and a bag. Islam.
Islam. You can't do that but Islam to that, Moor.
Wars. Peace and love to all the wars worldwide. Honors to the panel. I know Brother Yusuf jumped off. He probably had to go do a deal with some little Yusuf or shovel snow or some shit.
yeah, more.
Honors to all the wars in the chat, all the mothers worldwide, all the Canaanland Moors, and everybody else out there who's on this wavelength. Stay on the frequency. Peace and love to all the Moors.
Islam.
Islam.
Then, see, you got a lot of us that's talking about, I want to get myself out of the system. The prophet never said that. The prophet said, you are Moors American citizens. He said, you are part and parcel of this same government. He never told Moor. He said, I'm trying to bring you back into the constitutional fold. Notice the words. He didn't say, I want to bring you to the constitutional fold for the first time.
Time never was, but man was not. If life of man began, there'll be a time when it stopped. Allah's infinite, no bottom or top. She's only as perfect as the source when it drops. Cultivating right season to harvest the crop. Infiltration, treason, watch me thick in the plot. 1886, return from Soul Plane. 1926, MHT was the code name. 1913, Canaanite Temple, old name. 1928, MSTFA was the whole name. Brothers Nirvana, he talking Kurt Cobain. We on the Caravana, cut up with Soul Train, blue and red bandana. Corpuscle in your whole veins. Conference in Havana gave the mandate and proclaims that invaders from Brahmins sparked the coil like propane. Way before Obama, we had a leader, it was so plain.
So when Noble Raleigh set up the old Canaanite temple, the real thing that occurred is that it sent shockwaves to the Romans, to the Europeans in the Western Hemisphere, because they knew that the light had come, and the prophet was the establishing signal that we were not dead.
The prophet who never came, the prophet mind always was, what matter was not. Before we manifested here, all was thought. So a man reapeth, it's cause he rot. Secrets that he keepeth can't be bought. Many prophets passed through, found those who sought, but the one noble Jew, it's like we forgot all the precious jewels that he had taught. Established schools gave us keys to unlock. Make love your foundation, truth is your rock. Peace and salutations, freedom is salvation. Justice, the sword you use on your chop. To our attention, you wasn't even brought. All you need is fail to mention, busy dipping in the pot. Before ascension, freed some of the flock. Said we Moors, not NBC, for the young and unborn, so we won't stop. Joe Ali told you.
They tried to bury us, right? The cherry tried to bury us. No, Drew Ali said, Brother Billy, you be our cherry. You be our supreme grand. You got supreme grand.
Sharif Abdul-Ali, he's the last prophet.
January 8, 1886, Noble Drew Ali was born in the state of North Carolina, destined to become the first patriarch of his mentally enslaved Moorish American people.
The prophet.
In 1912, he was later anointed as El-Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali by the heads of Egypt and holy city of Mecca to return to the United States as the last prophet and founding father of the newly risen nation of Moorish America.
Drew Ali is what we yell.
Keep in mind that when Drew Ali set up the old Canaanite temple, Woodrow Wilson and all of your other rulers were well aware of who he was and what this period of time represented.
Joe Ali, the prophet who never came from prophet. Joe Ali told you. Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, he's the last prophet. Joe Ali is what we yell.
Drew Ali is the representation and in fact of the resurrection of the ancient Moabites, etc., which the Europeans thought they snuffed out. So when the Drew Ali brought the principle of the resurrection of the Moorish nation, logically it spurred both support and opposition amongst Romans.
Raleigh came and raised the sun. They thought we would never come away. They thought we would never ever just wake back up. That's why you never hear about no Drew Ali in your history books. You know what I'm saying about